Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. May 2026. What a beautiful day. Friday morning, 30 after 6. Welcome to 97.3 Citi FM. Starting off with on a note of nostalgia. Elda Kwesimriku. Yeah, all say ye. And that's how we say it. Oh, say ye. We're celebrating the Lord for life. Because we know that when everything we have built over time collapses, once we have life, there is hope and we can always start again. So the message for you this morning is celebrate life. Whatever you've built physically that has gone awry, there is always hope. And the magic is not in starting afresh. Is in building on the old experiences and letting go of the old habits that did not help you realize your initial goals. So if you've lost everything you ever built, you've not lost it all when you have life. So keep hope alive. You've not lost it all. You have great experience. You know what to do better. You know which doors to knock on next time. And you know which habits to let go of. So we are saying cheers to a brand new beginning. And all hope is not lost. Welcome to a brand new day. My name is Caleb Kuda. This is the City Breakfast Show. There's a lot in the newspapers and the online portals we'll be delving into. That's the newspaper review. But the inspirational message we brought to you, Business Sense, is brought to you by ABSA. No matter how nice your landlord is, nothing beats owning your own home. And ABSA knows this, which is why this year we're helping you say yes to making it happen. With an ABSA mortgage, you can finance your dream home with flexible, tailored solutions. Get up to 5 million Ghana cedis with 5 to 15 years to pay back on a fixed interest rate. 2026, say yes to your home sweet home with an ABSA bank branch. To visit an ABSA bank branch to apply for an ABSA mortgage today, and you will sing "Oh Say Yay" because your story matters with ABSA. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we're getting into the news review shortly. Hey, Zondatech, Fidelity, oh my word. Welcome to Zondatech Ghana Limited. It's your one-stop shop, automobile shop, and one-stop automobile shop. Proud operators of an impressive automobile assembly plant in Ghana. From heavy-duty trucks powered by global giant Sinotrack to premium SUV and pickups from Great Wall Motors and Cherry, you have dependable light-duty trucks by Folland. And for construction equipment, we have world-class vehicles from Shantui and Sunny Group. So come around, affordable luxury, assembled right here in Ghana. Choose quality, choose excellence. Fidelity Bank is proud to be associated with the News Review, and they are pulling off the Auto and Home Fairs, which has started already. Started yesterday. It will continue all the way to the weekend, the 31st. At the Good Park Accra Mall. If you're looking for a new car, your dream home, or you want the latest appliances to spruce up your space, come around. It ends on the 31st. Fields and Homes Fair is powered by Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. It's a Friday, always happy to welcome Samuel Attah-Mensah and Francisca Kakrafosing to the studio. How are we doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm right. Something is putting Kaka in a
Friday. Get some rest. It's been a busy week, but we're grateful that the week is coming to a close.
Absolutely.
We can get some good rest.
Yes.
I'll start off with the Ghanaian Times on the front page. You've got a picture of President Mahama at the CEO Summit. President Mahama courts private sector to drive growth. Details on page 2.
Right.
Also, shoe manufacturers appeal for government intervention to avert collapse. 6 arrested over murder of 45-year-old man at Gwira Ampansie. And there's also a story that has the picture of the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Madame Linda Oklu. Clear structures blocking waterways. The minister orders MMDAs. On the back page, the Ministry of Defense inaugurates committee to develop home ownership scheme for military.
Okay, let me take you to the Daily Guide newspaper this morning. Front page, remand, bail conditions being abused. That is coming in from Muntaka. And then growing public distrust in political leadership, threat to democracy, Dr. Mak Asibwe Jeboa. And then Court of Appeal grants Edu Buahene access to national security files. And then Galamsey Pet swallows 4 and Ghanaians ordered to leave Cambodia. I think that came a bit earlier.
To the Chronicle and cover stories, extortion at tertiary, Techire. Maybe Caleb can help me. TERCHIRE, Techire, SHS. Parents forced to pay 4,000 Ghana cedis unapproved fees. Also, Heath Goldfields to invest $20 million in Prestia Bogoso economy. Okuja to a Blackwood dodging cons, KON's RTI request. Adamus reacts. Publications were reckless, misleading.
The Herald newspaper this morning, Atebubu murder probe exposes jail-based criminal network under prison service. And then MPP communicator hides Akufo-Addo and Janapo's role in position to strike against Damang deal. And then GIPC unveils Ghana as West Africa's top investment hub.
Nice.
Okay, I have the Ghanaian point, and President Mahama is featuring there as well. Current economic stability, not a fluke. It will be sustained, and that's according to President Mahama assuring investors. Also, family wealth must be treated as asset class for building transgenerational enterprise. KGL boss is saying that, and I find that very interesting. Arrest chiefs selling lands in waterways. Garmanche making that appeal. Chief of Defense Staff inspects Burma Camp redevelopment project, and Zoom Lion rejects Auditor General's claims over All Africa Games billing.
Okay, the Insight newspaper, the Minister for Finance, Dr. Kasela Tuforsen, is here. He says, new Ghana economy. Tuforsen unveils transformation agenda after IMF bailout. And he also captured a story where NPA CEO vows to combat illicit fuel smuggling. That story also came a bit earlier.
All right.
Finally, I have the News Center and front page stories. Emergency care gaps exposed. Experts blame poor funding, weak management, and fragile patient protections. Also, Ghana has only 150 weather stations of 600 required. That's according to GMET, that's the Ghana Meteo. Prosecute chiefs selling lands in waterways, Garmanche. And Africa must tell the mobile money success stories. That's according to Davis. And it comes with a picture of Nana Tude Davis, the Senior Manager, Enterprise Risk with the MMFL.
Right.
And the final newspaper, the Informer newspaper this morning, prioritize integrity over political power, Dr. Mak Asibwe Jeboa says. And then stop politics or quit, Janapo warns ECG engineers.
Okay, so let me take you to channel1newsonline.com. We allowed street livestock trading for each season. This is the Greater Accra Regional Minister And Wager Dam spillage, we have nowhere to go. These flood victims speaking. And I've heard the MP, the Member of Parliament, say that he's been swimming all week. Remaining 500 Ghanaians in SA to be evacuated by June 3. This is an envoy. And we understand Nigeria will start evacuating its citizens next week. And then IGP promotes 5 officers for swift arrest of Kwafukrom Guel robbery suspects. That's one. And then no diplomatic tension between Ghana and South Africa. These are envoys speaking. If you go to citynewsroom.com, don't react emotionally. Catholic bishops on South African tensions. Ghana to host reparation summit on June 17. Government to introduce bill to reform Cocoa Board. This is Ato Forsen. And Pope Leo's apology on slave trade significant for healing. This is President John Dramani Mahama speaking here. We are told 80% of evacuated Ghanaians from SA had valid documents. This is the High Commissioner speaking. If you go to my journal online, government sees Pope's slave trade admission as turning point in reparation debate. And also the story from Gamanche, who is urging authorities to take action against chiefs selling lands in waterways. Very, very important story. If you go to the High Street Journal this morning, repatriating Ghanaians solves nothing if the country they return to remains broken. And Ghana's economy no longer in ICU, now in wellness center. This is the finance minister. There's a story on World Hunger Day. As the world marks 2026 Hunger Day, Galamsey continues to gloom Ghana's food future. This is a group crying out. If you go to the BBC, US and Iran very close to deal, but not there yet. This is Vance, the vice president, speaking. And China is building launch pads near its nuclear missile silos. This is Reuters this morning. There are a number of stories on the xenophobic attack, and I want to put all that together for you, and then we can get to some other stories very quickly. So, number one, Catholic bishops are urging the country not to react emotionally. Story is on citynewsroom.com. It's loading a bit. So 80% of evacuated Ghanaians from South Africa had valid documents. This is in reaction to comments by authorities in South Africa that out of the 300 evacuees, only 10 had valid papers. The High Commissioner there is refuting that, and he says more than 80% had theirs. Now, Nigeria is learning from us. They will shortly evacuate their citizens. So Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, His Excellency Benjamin Kwacha, has disclosed that Nigeria is expected to begin evacuating its citizens from South Africa next week amid rising concerns over xenophobic attacks and growing hostilities toward foreign nationals. His remark comes amid criticism from some South African figures, including politician Julius Malema, who has argued that Ghana overstated its decision to evacuate its nationals. Basically, he was saying that it was too early for us to do that because our decision to evacuate about 300 of our compatriots paints the picture as though all South Africans are in support of the xenophobic attacks. Now, South Africa's entrenched stance forced evacuation. So these are more angles justifying the decision to move our citizens. And so just a bit of panoramic view of all the stories relating to South Africa.
Just a quick comment. You know, I think that the concern should not necessarily be focused, because if you look at the balance, how South Africans appear as against to other foreign nationals being attacked, being beaten. I think that's more concerning than an image. And if you sincerely care about your image, then you have to put in measures to protect people, to compensate those who are being, attacked unnecessarily.
Absolutely. Just before you move on, repatriating Ghanaians solves nothing if the country they return to remains broken. This is an article by George Asamoah on the High Street Journal. African nationals are facing simultaneous expulsion process on two fronts: higher deportation deadline from Cambodia and escalating xenophobic violence in South Africa. And the crisis is sharpening a domestic conversation in Ghana about whether the country's political class is doing enough to make the nation a place its citizens choose to stay rather than one they feel compelled to leave. I saw a Nigerian say that even if they beat him to pulp, he isn't coming back to Nigeria.
He'll still
And
stay.
so these are just raising concerns about what they are returning to if we are clamoring for them to return in the face of the xenophobic attacks. What other stories caught your attention?
Well, I'll
this
start
morning?
off with the Greater Accra Regional Minister, and you headlined a story from here as well, so I'm sure you'll follow with that.
Sure.
But if you go to page 2 of the Ghanaian Times, clear structures blocking waterways, Minister orders MMDAs. The story by Bernard Bengan reads, the Greater Accra Regional Minister has directed Metropolitan, Municipal and District Assemblies, MMDAs, to immediately demolish all structures obstructing free flow of water following severe flooding in parts of the capital after recent heavy rains. The areas affected include Kaneshi, Alajo, Odona, Kwame Nkrumah Interchange, Weja, Tetegu, Ashalaja, parts of Dowenya, Adabraka, as well as Ashiamang, Tema, Community 1 and Community 1 and 2, Medina, Adenta, Lakeside, Botemang, Pantang, and Kwabenya.
The whole city flood.
Exactly. Addressing a news conference in Accra yesterday, the regional minister urged the assemblies to take practical steps, including desilting major drains and to enforce sanitation laws by penalizing offenders. She advised residents in flood-prone areas to remain alert and relocate temporarily during heavy rainfall where necessary. Motorists and pedestrians were also cautioned against using flooded roads and drains, noting that their lives had been lost under similar circumstances. All of this is well and good. And before you bring in that story, I think that prior notice is also useful in the city, because the story you're going to read talked about the cattle, on display in our cities. They had permissions. What was the notice? There should have been some kind of notice. There should have been, if we had to use alternative routes, like she's talking about the floods, we need prior notice about some of these things. And her directive is coming during the floods. So, taking us back to yesterday's conversation about prior notice, because if there's a plan to deal with all of these things, residents should have prior notice.
In fact, yesterday...
Just a second. The notice should include, for instance, if you are driving on a road and the cattle damage your vehicle, what happens? What do you do? Who's going to compensate you for that? We need all that information. It's not enough to say that there was prior notice. It's not enough to caution people to avoid flood areas.
Well, that's true. I agree with you. I heard some of the residents in Weja say yesterday that they were informed about the spillage of the Weja Dam, for example, but their challenge was where to go to. So in many situations, the people know where they are as precarious, and the spillage of dam or the rainfall floods is going to increase
every year, right?
But they just say they don't have an option.
So I think it's not fair for us for the media and also political interest to reduce the argument to we did not know. I think the spillage of the Weja Dam is nothing new. So even if the local authority did not inform you, did you also make inquiries?
Because with the onset of the rains, you should just know that
expected.
Your area is going to get flooded.
You see, what is important is for us to be what's the word? For us to take initiative. Proactive.
Yeah.
And I think that I would like to make an appeal on the churches. I think the churches can can come in and support by providing some makeshift spaces for people to stay while all of this is
open your
happening.
Doors to the people who are now stranded.
Please, the churches, the mosques. If you have NGOs who can open their doors, put up
some
makeshift shelters, and
yeah.
also a lot of these food manufacturing and importing companies should also come in to help by providing some food, donating some food, to assist the people going through. Because in as much as the minister's call is right, that if people have to temporarily relocate, not everybody, can afford that.
Sky will say, go to hospital. It's money they used to go to hospital. So if you are telling the sick to go to the hospital, you have to mobilize them, right? So the government chair, I'll let you come in shortly, right? Just two quick stories to connect to what we've read so far. Government chair demands action against chiefs selling lands on waterways. This is on myjoyonline.com. So government chair King Taki Teko True II has called for the arrest and prosecution of chiefs alleged to be allocating and selling lands situated on waterways, wetlands, and other flood-prone zones in parts of Accra. The paramount chiefs made their remarks during a visit to communities affected by flooding following the recent spillage of the Wager Dam, which displaced residents and submerged homes, shops, and other properties in low-lying areas. It's great to hear the government chair on this.
Asasira has spoken. How do you say Asasira in Ghana?
That one I don't know. Shikpong, I think as I say Shikpong. So Shikpong or something. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, that was close. I tried. We allowed street livestock trading for each season. Linda Oklu, Greater Accra Regional Minister, has disclosed that authorities permitted livestock trading on the streets in parts of the capital due to the Eid al-Adha season, which comes with increased demand for animals for the religious celebration. According to her, the seasonal nature of the period influenced the decision to allow the temporary activity as traders sought to meet rising demand across the city. So now that the festival is over,
Where was the prior notice?
No, this one they said they had appeals from some of the influential figures in the space. Went to appeal to them to allow them to use the space for that. So
were we informed that they were allowed? The media had to talk about it
so
because
that
people were talking about how unsightly the city was.
Yeah, right.
There was no notice. The notice that is not always prior. And the modalities. If some cow decides to head somebody's, because one of the texters said that her car had been damaged.
That's true.
How do we deal? Because it's difficult to know the owners behind these.
This decision there, it was poor. It was poor, to think that we even allowed it to happen.
Yeah, still on the flood-related matters, GMET is calling for investment in weather monitoring systems to boost forecasting. Story in the Informer. The story says the Ghana Meteorological Agency has called for increased investment in weather monitoring, infrastructure, and climate resilience systems to strengthen Ghana's ability to predict and respond to extreme weather events. Now, according to the agency, although some progress had been made in expanding the country's observation network, more investment is urgently needed to improve forecasting accuracy and disaster preparedness.
Okay, I have two quite gory stories. 18-year-old boy identified as Yao Brako, popularly known as 2 City, is reported to have murdered his grandmother, captured in the news center. If you go to the Ghanaian Times, 6 arrested over 45-year-old man, over murder of 45-year-old man. Let me bring you the details. And the news center is reporting that an 18-year-old boy identified as Yao Brako, popularly known as 2 City, has been arrested in connection with the alleged killing of his grandmother at Wasa Adansi in the Amenfi East municipality of the Western region. The incident, which reportedly occurred on Wednesday morning at the victim's residence, has left residents in shock and grief. According to reports, the suspect allegedly attacked and beheaded his grandmother, and the circumstances that are yet to be established by the police. Community members quickly mobilized and managed to apprehend him before handing him over to the Wasa Ekropong police patrol team. He was, however, nearly lynched by an angry mob before the police intervened and rescued him. Now to the similar story captured in the Ghanaian Times by Stephanie Burekrang, and it reads that 6 persons, including 3 Chinese nationals, have been arrested by the Western Regional Police Command in connection with the murder of a 45-year-old man at a Galamsey site at Guira Ampansie in, pardon me if I butcher that, in the Nzima East district of the Western region. The deceased, identified as Angbu Mensah and Ebushia Penyin of Guira Ampansie, was allegedly shot during a misunderstanding at the mining site.
Talking about mining sites and pits, Galamsey pits has swallowed 4 individuals. Now, the story in page 6 of the Daily Guide newspaper, 4 suspected illegal miners have been confirmed dead after a deep mining pit caved in on them at Skumu near German Kwanta, also known as Bepotenten, in the Amansie Central District of the Ashanti region. on Wednesday, May 27, 2026. Now, the deceased oil mills have since been identified, and the 4 miners reportedly sneaked into an abandoned Galamsey site, which is currently being reclaimed by the government to mine for gold when this tragedy struck. Now, a quick one still on security. The Interior Minister is calling for some reforms. What reforms exactly are they? So he says remand, bail conditions are being abused. Story in the Daily Guide, page 3 by Ernest Kofi Edu. The Minister for the Interior, Mohammed Mubarak Mutaka, has expressed concern over what he described as a widespread abuse of remand and harsh bail conditions in the country's justice system, revealing that the government is pursuing constitutional reforms to curb unnecessary detention and reduce overcrowding in prisons.
Guys, over 3 million Ghanaians living with mild mental health conditions, and I'm bringing this story up in connection to some of the murder stories we're hearing, and I really think that some of these things, drugs, mental health conditions, are precursors to some of the criminal stories we hear in the news every now and again. So it's something we need to pay attention to. Chief Executive Officer of the Global Media Foundation, Raphael Godlove Ahenu, has indicated that more than 3 million Ghanaians are living with mild mental health conditions, while over 600,000 others are battling severe mental health conditions. Now, speaking at the Close Out and Learning Summit of the Resilient City for Adolescents project held at Fiapre in the Sunyani West Municipality, he said the figures reflect a growing national concern that requires urgent attention, stressing that mental health must be treated as a national priority. Quote, research is showing the scale of Ghana's mental health burden, and this is a clear indication that mental health must be treated as a national priority. Very, very important call. We really, really need to pay attention to.
Okay, so perhaps finally from me, Oswald Freku is reporting from Techire in the Ahafo region that concerned parents of final year students of the Techire Senior High School in the Tano North municipality of the Ahafo region have complained of the exploitation of students by the Management and Parent-Teacher Association of the school, PTA. So the parents are complaining about the Parent-Teacher Association too. Okay, so they have cited extortion, exorbitant PTA fees, and WAEC registration fees for the WASI. The concerned parents who lodged complaints with the Chronicle in Kumasi have called for a probe into activities of the headmaster and assistants over the past 3 years. Allegations are that management of the school, which had 3 headmasters within 2 years, is having a field day extorting money from students without restraint, as the school is seen as a gold mine. So perhaps maybe the District Education Directorate wants to look into that.
Okay, I think yesterday, with regards to the Accra Kumasi Expressway, we mentioned that they've been able to clear some 59 kilometers or so. Now, government says they are ruling out borrowing for that particular project.
Great.
And the story is in the Herald newspaper, page 9. Dr. Cassiel Atoforsen,
Finance Minister.
Finance Minister. Now, the government of Ghana has announced plans to finance the Accra Kumasi Expressway without borrowing as part of a new strategy to channel petroleum revenues into priority infrastructure projects. He was speaking at the Ishmael Yamson and Associate Business Roundtable yesterday.
Well, he's been speaking a lot these days. He's been saying a lot. Ghana's economy no longer in ICU, now in wellness center. So Finance Minister Dr. Cassiel Atoforsen says Ghana's economy has shifted from crisis recovery to sustained reforms, with IMF-backed policy coordination expected to strengthen investor confidence, fiscal discipline, and long-term economic stability. Stanley Senya is writing on the High Street Journal. He was presenting an update to Parliament on Thursday on the country's progress in restoring macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability ahead of schedule. Dr. Forsen said Ghana is entering a new phase of economic management built on fiscal discipline, investor confidence, and structural reforms. I've heard him also say that we are going to reform Cocoa Board. Government to introduce bill to reform Cocoa Board. That's on citynewsroom.com.
Yeah, can I do a last one?
Please.
The Daily Guide newspaper, page 3. This one says, growing public distrust in political leadership is a threat to democracy. Story by Ernest Kofi Edu. Now, former member of parliament and economist Dr. Mark Asibwe Yeboah has warned that growing public distrust in political leadership poses a serious threat to democratic governance and national development. According to him, one of the greatest crises confronting modern democracies is not merely the absence of institutions or laws, but the erosion of public confidence in leadership itself.
Meantime, the government says it sees Pope's slave trade admission as a turning point in reparations debate. The government has described the recent apology by His Holiness Pope Leo XV over the Holy See's role in the transatlantic slave trade as a major moment in the global push for historical justice and truth and reconciliation.
Just a quick comment from me. The apology is belated and it's not adequate.
Late? It's better late than never. Or say it's not adequate.
It's belated and it's not adequate.
Okay, we'll keep pushing for more. We'll keep pushing. Thank you, Council. That was the news review. Thank you, Akom, as well.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Nashika sees us sporting a beautiful Black Star jersey with Channel 1 logo inside. Why are you sharing the team mother side, father side? Where's my yours?
This is a disclaimer, I don't
Where's
know.
my own? Is this part of the Sheikh's collections, you know?
No, so mine is red. It's coming. Yeah, don't worry. Yours is on the way.
No can't promise council and fail.
I'll give it, don't worry.
It's time for the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Nashika Caesar is here. Now take it up.
Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank and GOIL PLC. GOIL, good energy. Coming up, government prepares fresh cocoa board reform as it moves to restructure the cocoa sector. Also coming up, price of construction materials slow in May 2026, and we'll bring you more on the Channel 1 market price barometer. I'm Nashika Caesar. Let's settle for the details of our stories. And Finance Minister Dr. Cassiel Atuforsen has signaled fresh legislative reforms for the Ghana Cocoa Board, as government moves to restructure the cocoa sector to strengthen financial sustainability. The planned reforms come at a time when the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has intensified calls for structural changes at Cocoa Board to reduce operational cost and improve efficiency within the sector. Speaking at the Ishmael Yamson and Associates Business Roundtable, Dr. Forsen asserted that government is pursuing reforms to reposition Cocoa Board rather than dismantle the institution.
Cocoa Board need reforms. I do not believe in scrapping it, but I believe that we need to reform the Cocoa Board. Cocoa Board has served Ghana well. It has been a major source of foreign exchange earner. It has obviously suffered some mismanagement. It's a fact that we need to recognize, and government has taken a decision to reform Cocoa Board. I'll be going to Parliament in the next few weeks to introduce a new bill to Parliament reforming Cocoa Board and changing the structure of Cocoa Board. I want to do that in Parliament and we'll announce. But recently I did announce a number of changes in the Cocoa Board structure and how we buy and sell cocoa. For example, the bill will seek to make sure that at least 50% of our raw cocoa is processed locally. We've been shipping out our cocoa for too long. And so we want to stop that. And the bill will gradually ensure that within 3 to 4 years, 100% of our cocoa will be processed locally. But that will require investment. And so we will put the investment package also around it to attract the investment.
You heard the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiola Tuforsen. Now, construction materials prices eased in May, with iron rods, rough sand, paint and nails all recording declines. Data from the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer's Construction and Small Business Inputs Basket suggests a drop was driven by slower demand, stronger competition among suppliers, and improved stock availability. The development could bring some relief to builders, contractors, and households undertaking projects. Here's more.
Builders and households may see some relief in project costs following a decline in the prices of some key construction materials in May. According to the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer, in the construction and small business inputs basket, iron rods dropped from 7,250 cedis per ton in April to 7,133 cedis in May, representing a 1.61% increase. Traders say demand has slowed, forcing some suppliers to reduce their margins in order to attract buyers. Rough sand also recorded a decline, with a double axle load falling from 2,800 cedis to 2,700 cedis. That is a 3.57% drop. Suppliers attribute the reduction to increased competition among truck operators and sand dealers. Paint saw one of the sharpest declines in the period under review. A 4.5-liter bucket fell from 84 Ghana cedis 50 pesos to 75 Ghana cedis, representing an 11.24% increase. This could ease costs for people undertaking finishing works, repainting homes, offices, and commercial spaces. Nails also became cheaper, dropping from 32 cedis 50 pesos to 30 Ghana cedis, a 7.69% decline. The traders are linking the reduction to improved stock levels and weaker demand. But not all items recorded major changes. Local cement remained broadly stable. The 32.5R grade cement stayed unchanged at 105 Ghana cedis, while the 42.5R grade increased marginally from 116 cedis to 117 cedis. Plywood also recorded a slight rise, moving from 103 Ghana cedis 75 pesos to 104 cedis, while smooth sand remained unchanged at 3,500 Ghana cedis per double axle load.
That data was compiled by the Channel 1 Television Research Desk under the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer, tracking price movements across Accra. Moving on, the founder of Africa World Airlines, Togbia Feather the 14th, has cautioned chief executives against enriching themselves at the expense of the companies they manage. He warns that conflicts of interest undermine business growth and national development. Speaking as chairman of the 10th Ghana CEO Summit Expo in Accra, he stressed the need for honesty, loyalty, and selflessness among corporate leaders as Ghana pushes for economic transformation and sustainable growth.
Other leadership attributes like selflessness, loyalty, and honesty are important. CEOs must have absolute commitment to the cause of the Ghanaian elite and must endeavor never to vary a hair's breadth from the path of strictest honesty. CEOs must not endeavor or desire to enrich themselves at the expense of their companies. Whenever there is conflict of interest, the desired outcomes are never attainable. And this is very important. While we expect government to provide the soundest environment, and of course government is trying hard to do the same, we also must demonstrate unwavering commitment to the objectives of our companies and therefore for the purposes to which we are appointed.
That was Togbia Feather the 14th, who is founder of the Africa World Airlines. Now on the interbank market today, the dollar is trading at 11 cedis 72 pesos, while the British pound is going for 15 cedis 75 pesos, and the euro is at 13 cedis 66 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Goil PLC. Goil, good energy. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day and a great weekend ahead.
Hello? Charlie, I'm at the library. Why do you keep calling me?
Wait, question. What's the capital of Burkina Faso?
Ouagadougou. Bye.
Wait. Which planet is the hottest in the solar system?
Venus. Charlie, why all these questions?
See, I'm playing the MTN Swipe and Win promo. I might cash out some cool 1,000 Ghana cedis today.
Hey, 1,000 cedis. Shh. Charlie, what's the next question?
Join the MTN Swipe and Win promo today. Answer trivia, earn points, and stand a chance to win 1,000 Ghana cedis every day. Weekly cash of 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 Ghana cedis. A brand new Hyundai Texan in the first 3 months, and the ultimate grand prize of 500,000 Ghana cedis. Recharge your account to qualify for the daily draws. To join, visit swipeandwinpromo.mtn.com.gh. Download the My MTN app or dial *5030#. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. TNCs apply.
MTN.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
They're raging all the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Good energy powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goil, good energy.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The World Cup football fever is here, and Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing the excitement of the stadium right into your home with unbeatable soccer promotion. Experience every goal and celebration in clarity, just like you're live at the stadium with discounts on Samsung, TCL, and NASCO Smart TVs. Make every match day perfect for your football watch parties with powerful air conditioners and air coolers, top and bottom mount chest and display fridges, gas cooker, washing machines, microwaves, small kitchen appliances, and more. This is the biggest football promo of the year. Rush to our showrooms and authorized dealer shops or call 050-315-9739. Electroland, bringing the stadium home.
Charlie, the contract is here, but my pocket flat like a football with no air.
Don't stress. That is why DCI Microfinance is here for you.
DCI? What magic can they do?
No magic, just real solutions. With your contract and LPO financing, you can deliver on time. And when you're waiting on payment, their invoice and certificate discounting puts cash in your hands quickly. Their loans are fast, simple, and reliable.
So no more borrowing from my father-in-law? Now, that's a blessing.
Exactly. Call them now on 0577-669346. DCI Microfinance, miles beyond the extra.
Enjoy homemade taste of shito always with Didi Shito. Made with carefully selected ingredients, no preservatives, no colorants.
Preservative just helps us spice. That's how we taste. Spicy we eat.
Didi Shito, if you do.
Didi Shito homemade taste. Didi Shito homemade taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Madam, give me fufu and soup, please. Do you have beef?
Yes, please.
Give me. Do you have salmon?
Yes.
Give me. Do you have tilapia?
We have.
When your money starts to work for you, there will be signs. Invest with EDC today.
How many?
Just keep going until I say stop.
Find out about EDC's investment products and start today. Financial independence is possible with EDC.
For further assistance, call 0326 34165.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Help me make I know they talk much. I wanna be concise. You want to accommodate. Come make I be your bike. Working from 9 to 5. You go like my hand design. I'm scanning the whole area. You're gold, I want to know.
Thank you for staying. My name is Caleb. This is 97.3 Citi FM, the City Breakfast Show. We'll bring you business edition today as always. And this one, if you are in the SME space or you have related activities there and you want to understand how to overcome the barriers to accessing finance and positioning your business for growth, today's conversation is for you. You want to position your SME for growth, you want to overcome the barriers that block you when you want to access finance in a space. Wait for it, it's coming shortly. But while you're on the road, please stop by Guel Fuel Station. Fuel up your vehicle. They have quality that you can trust. Look no further. Guel Super XPs of premium quality gives you the correct choice when you buy regular fuel. It's fortified with special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel that takes you further. Guel Super XP. Well, good energy. Give me your attention if your money is controlling you. Even if it's not, I have some good news for you. It's time to take charge of your money. EcoBank mobile app gives you the power to command your money, transact across 33 African countries and anywhere in the world. Command your money to make water, electricity, school fees payment. Bank and mobile money transfer options are available, and you can also get to create virtual cards to buy only what you need and more. So go ahead and download the EcoBank mobile app now on the App or Play Store. Command your money and you're good to go. Command also means paying attention to details. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, your OTP, your bank card or your Ghana card details. When you're in doubt, please call the EcoBank call center on 0800 003225. EcoBank is the Pan-African Bank. Let's talk about MTN Fiber because the girls are streaming the latest Netflix series. Special playlist is rolling. Daddy is on his usual Teams video calls. Uploads are uploading and downloads are downloading. And not a single person says my data is finished. That's the power of MTN Fiber. Unlimited internet, endless streaming, endless connection, endless everything for your home. Now you get to enjoy a special range of unlimited fiber internet packages, whether you are a new or existing customer. So just log into the My MTN app now, tap broadband or dial star 5057 hash. Get your preferred unlimited MTN fiber package. MTN everywhere you go. Don't forget, on Business Edition this morning, we are talking overcoming barriers to accessing finance as an SME and positioning your SME for growth. Neil Latte speaks with growth investment partners on how entrepreneurs like you can start right, secure funding, and unlock the full potential of their businesses. That's coming shortly. While we are at it, Lesheho says if you're ready to power up your finances and unlock your path to financial freedom, they have fixed deposit solution tailored just for you. You are making your money work for you with the Lesheho fixed deposit solution. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution and take charge of your financial future. Call now 0302 208 333. Invest wisely, invest with Lesheho. Lesheho, let's improve life. Talking of investment, Henley and Partners, global leader in residence and citizenship planning. They help investors and their families secure alternative residence or citizenship through leading programs worldwide. We advise on the best program for you and your family and assist with the entire application process. Talk to us. If you are looking for alternative residence and citizenship for greater global mobility, investment diversification, business expansion, access to world-class education and healthcare. Some of the popular options for many Ghanaians include citizenship programs, Caribbean citizenship programs like Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis. And there is residence by investment programs in Greece, Portugal, Malta, UAE, UK, Canada, and the USA. 0206 042101. Email us ghana@henleyglobal.com. Our office is at the Galleria Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel. Come by for free consultation. Let's get to business edition this morning. Neil Latte speaks with Growth Investment Partnerships on how entrepreneurs can start right, secure funding, and unlock the full potential of their businesses. Enjoy.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Ready, and we are answering all of these questions on today's edition of the show. I am Neil Latte. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm having this conversation with an institution providing flexible long-term capital to small and medium-sized enterprises in the country. I'm talking about Growth Investment Partners, and I have three guests with me here in the studio this morning. Angela Bentum is an investment analyst. Benedicta Wuntumi is head of credit risk at GIP. And the interesting thing is that they came along with one of the small businesses they are financing. That's Faye International Limited. And Marian Awabolo is the marketing manager of that particular company. So it's an all-female panel, if you ask me, in studio. Perhaps because we say that women are widely known as the backbone of the economy. That's a conversation for another day, anyway. But thank you so much, and welcome, Angela, Benedicta, and Marian.
Thank you, David.
And thank you so much for also agreeing to share your perspectives and your knowledge about the industry with us on the City Business Edition. And so let me first begin with you, Angela, right? How long have you been doing what you do currently? I mean, this whole business of financing SMEs, and what would you say is your own assessment of the space as we currently speak?
Thank you very much, David, for your question. I have been in this space for about a year, or with GIP for about a year, and it's been interesting having the experience of seeing a lot of companies who need financing, and not just financing in terms of capital investment, but also wanting some kind of business support in terms of their governance structuring or their financial management system. Some even come to us for, in addition to the capital we provide, some kind of route to market strategy and business development and a lot of things. And from the little that we have seen, or the lots that we have seen, it's just proves that there are lots of businesses that need not just capital but some kind of hand-holding. Lots of businesses that are thinking about sustainability and living beyond the generation that they're currently in, and that is what GIP has been set up for, supporting beyond now.
I see. Interesting point you make right there, that a lot of businesses also need what? Hand-holding.
Yes.
You explain that in your next question. But let me come to you, Benedicta. You are the head of credit risk at GIP.
Yes.
Same question to you, by the way. What's
long?
your own assessment of the space now? But when we say someone is head of credit risk, what does it mean and what do you do?
Okay, so I have had
more than 20 years experience.
Indeed,
in the
over
SME
2
space,
decades.
yes. I started with banking, and so it's been banking for a long time,
So
corporate, and went into SME, and then GIP. GIP I joined about 2023.
Okay.
So when it was commissioned, or when it started operations. So head of credit, what does a head of credit do? What we do is, obviously we are giving out money, investors' money. We need to make sure that we do the right due diligence as an institution, give it to the right people, and do the right analysis to make sure that the money comes back. And once the money goes out, we need to monitor and do whatever we can to make sure that the money comes back. So that's basically what I do.
Amazing. We've heard from the people who give the funds. Let's now hear from the people who receive the funds.
Oh, okay.
And Awo is here. She is marketing manager of Faye International Limited. We'll be talking about what exactly you guys do at Faye International. But first and foremost, we've heard time without number that SMEs contribute about 70% of the GDP or economy of the country, and that they are the pivot at which productivity revolves in any particular economy. But the major challenge you guys face more often than not is capital or finance. From where you sit as an entrepreneur, or, a small business manager, really, what is the situation?
Financing, like you said, one of the major challenges of SMEs, and GIP has been a blessing in that we've been in the sanitary pad business for about 45 years.
Oh, so you guys produce Fatex?
Exactly, yeah. Fatex,
okay.
yeah. Fatex is our flagship product.
Okay.
That was...
And I've known this business for a very long time.
Yeah.
You have been in business for how many years?
Over 45 years.
45
yeah,
years.
I think that's the 46th year.
Amazing.
And we're producing... we started with sanitary pads. Many years ago, it was sanitary pads without wings. And then when the ones with wings started coming, it was relegated to the background. They turned it into a maternity pad. And all we needed was funding to get a new plant that can produce the pads with wings. And then GIP came in at the right time.
I see.
Supported us to get a new plant.
Okay.
To now start producing what you see over there, pads with wings.
So everything is produced locally here in Ghana.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about supporting SMEs, financial bit of it. For which reason they are still struggling, or we still have financial gaps when it comes to SMEs? Because without money, we say that money is the lifeblood of every business. Without it, they cannot run.
To answer your question, so I'll just segue from, like she said, going to GIP, she's beginning to understand the needs of the SMEs more. Being in the banking sector, before I got into GIP to understand the patient, that SMEs need patient capital. I would have told you that the challenge is sometimes they divert the funds, they don't use it. So if you give them more time to pay,
for money for aid, they go and do
the ones they use it for something, if they do not have to pay immediately, chances are it could go. But I'm beginning to realize, you can have those experiences, but I'm beginning to realize that sometimes they need patience to be able to take opportunities, to probably scale, so they need to be given time to go through different cycles, to take up certain opportunities to enable them to scale. Now, where they have failed, I think key governance, right? Governance is very, very important. Commitment of governance, the ability to understand their business, ability to make sure that, they are borrowing for the right, or they are following the right strategy. So, and the ability to know that they are prepared to borrow. So they understand if you are borrowing where you need to be, if you are selling, especially if you are exporting, what you need to have ready. So it comes to ESG and all the things that people are looking for. So I think that's a lot of the shortfall. Also finance, and I think traditionally it's been the banks. Banks, like I said, we think short term. Let's tie it to their cycle, just so the risk of diversion. We ask for public collateral. There are a lot of things that are asked for. Repayment is monthly and not structured to the cash flow. So it's a lot of things that can be challenging for them.
And it's good that you're actually coming from the banking industry. So my next question to you will be that, are financial institutions willing to provide support to local businesses, or there's this challenge of risk perception?
There's a challenge of risk perception. You should also remember that the banks, are dealing with depositors' money. So you have a limited, first of all, with us, GIP, for example, our funds are very long term. We do not have to pay BII over a certain period. We do not have to pay our investors. So we have the luxury of being patient. So if we invest in, a partner, we call our clients or our borrowers partner companies because it's partnership. Once they go through difficult times, we have the luxury or the patience to go with them and to see how we can support in a way that a bank cannot. So, for example, if we have a partner company that's going through operational issues, a bank would probably say, okay, depending on how I analyze, do I give you more money to solve it? But with GIP, for example, we can look beyond that and see if we can get an expert to come and support. So those are so I think the banks are willing to finance, but probably the way they are structured and with the expectations.
Wonderful point you make right there. But let me come to you, Angela. You are the investment analyst here, so I want you to explain to me the criteria for supporting a particular SME, and also which sectors are receiving, what are the high risk sectors, what are the low risk sectors, and which areas you often support, because I don't think that any investor will go in there and support a business that is in high risk. So if you can explain that bit of this whole investment landscape for me, I'll be grateful.
Okay, thank you very much. So I will narrow it down to GIP and the sectors that we are able to support or partner. So with GIP, we call ourselves sector agnostic, which means we can support almost every sector, with the exception of the ones that are on the IFC excluded list, and that would typically include companies or sectors you find in the extractive, so maybe oil and gas and coal mining. Outside of those, we are able to support all sectors, and I think every sector has its own kind of risk. You would call something high risk or low risk depending on your perception or your understanding of the company. But the benefits we have is, one, there are investors who have been investing in the African landscape for a very long time, have experienced several cycles, and know how to tackle every sector with, one, the right type of capital, and also the kind of strategy and support that they would need. And narrowing it down to our local company or GIP, we have a management team that has worked in the private equity and private credit space for a very long time. Again, they have the benefits of having seen this multiple times. So in every company that comes to us for funding or support, there's nothing new under the sun. We've seen it before, played in a different way. So it just means, okay, today I'm seeing an agriculture company. Let me put on my agri cap. How should I look at it? What are the things that are peculiar to this particular sector? How should my support be structured to make sure that it's indeed a partnership and it's indeed scaling or growing the company? So yes, you can perceive risk in a different way, but how experienced are you in providing the right support? And that is what GIP offers.
I see. So how many businesses have you supported so far in terms of finance? How much have you given out in terms of the same support? And because I know that recently you brought on two, Norfund and then Access Pensions.
New investors, yes.
New investors. They brought a total of about, is it 40?
So at the moment, we have $70 million. That's the investment we have.
And this
Norfund,
70 million is to support local small businesses.
Local small business. So far, you asked how much we've invested, 41 million. We've gotten 8 million back. And we are still fundraising.
You invested $41 million. We've gotten 8.
That's from the repayments.
Okay.
Right?
So you have a long way to go.
And we are still fundraising. So there's still money there. And Angela spoke about, the support that you give. We also have Ghana Investment Support Program, which is also a BII. BII is our major investor. And they also provide, technical support, governance and ESG support to our partner companies as well.
I see. Yeah. Well, we have been talking about GIP. We have been hearing also BII.
Yes.
So just tell us, Growth Investment Partners, who are you guys?
Okay. So Growth Investment Partners, We are regulated by SEC.
Okay.
We are a self-managed private equity fund. We were set up by BII. BII gave us our initial seed fund.
BII is British?
British International Investment.
Okay.
So it's the financial development arm of the British government. So what we did really is we are coming to fill the space, because we've spoken about financing from the bank. The other source of financing is probably private equity. And we see that there are gaps. So I spoke about structuring from the banks, whether they are flexible, the kind of tenor that they'll give an SME, the terms that they'll give an SME. So we saw that there was a gap in terms of, SMEs being able to get access to the kind of financing they need to be able to scale. Exactly. So that's the patient, right? So our products, how it differs from the banks.
Let's come into that. How different is your strategy approach from the traditional, investments that we know?
Yes. So from the traditional bank, we give, our tenors can go up to 10 years. The beginning is 5 years. So we do a minimum of 500,000 up to 5 years. Okay. And then we can do a follow-on based on the performance and the need of up to 10 million. Up to 10 years.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's huge.
At what interest rate? Maybe that's the biggest question.
Oh, no, we price of GR, and it depends on the products. Okay, so we have 3 products. Now, one thing that goes through is the patient, so the patient capital. We have to give them time to do the cycle.
We can't rush them.
We can't rush them. We have to be flexible. So if there's seasonal, instead of doing monthly and probably putting a lot of pressure, we do quarterly repayment, so you can interest and principal. Sometimes they need a moratorium, not on the principal. If it is justified, it's not that we just do it, but it has to be justified. We are open to give moratoriums on interest and principal. Collateral. I know they'll say SMEs when they go to the bank, they probably ask for quite a number. We are a bit flexible. So our collateral, 70% we say for our products on average we need to get. Then we have the business support. So we have the technical, which helps with literacy, it helps with governance, it helps with ESG. And so there are times where there's a potential company that is not immediately investor ready. So with that, we use our support, technical support, GHISP, to get them investment ready.
Now, let me come back to you, Awo. Would you have been worse off how the GIP support came in?
Okay, so Benedicta said investor patience.
Yeah.
Yes, because small-scale businesses really need patience. They go through a lot of cycles. Sometimes they are not structured like the way other businesses are structured, and they need a lot of help, And when you are, in our case, we are launching a new product. We took the money to buy a plant and then to, start a new product. And it gets very difficult because when you are launching a new product, the sales is slow, it's a bit difficult. So you make forecast as to how to pay your money, but the sales are not coming in, especially at the early phase. So it makes, repayment of the loan a bit difficult. But they are investor patience, so that's what we get to enjoy for now. Whilst we are, still working at raising funds to pay the loan.
So are you able to also tell us about how maybe your revenue has shot up because of the support that you receive from GIP, or hitherto you are producing at X rate now because the plant came in? Production has gone up, there has been a scaling up, so this is where you are now. Are you able, so that we really appreciate the impact that particular support has brought to your business?
Okay, so prior to getting this new plant, the old plant, which we call our grandmother, was producing about 80 parts per minute.
Wow.
And this part is now producing 300 per minute. 300 parts per minute.
Wow, from 80 to 300.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's huge.
That's how much we have scaled.
Which has also translated into revenue. I know you don't want to talk about it, but that's fine. But you had set structures when it comes to small businesses. Are we talking about record keeping? Are we talking about the governance, as you said, the ownership structure? What really? Because I can present my books to you. they may look very good, but if you don't know the real persons behind the business, that's also a challenge. So we are getting practical here. You have said initially businesses can get up to 500,000 Ghana cedis.
The CD equivalent of 500,000 USD.
So the CD equivalent of 500,000 US dollars, repayment within 5 years. If I walk into your office, just run me by what you are going to look out for, what you are going to require of me. So who is taking this, Benedicta or
Angela? Criteria. So
okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I'll take advantage of this to talk to you about the kind of SMEs we support. So as Benedicta has said a number of times on this call, we are set up to provide patience capital to Ghanaian owned businesses. So we keep mentioning the USD currency, but truly our investments are local, which means they are disbursed in Ghana cedis. Right. Okay. So first of all, because we are set up to support a Ghanaian business, you must be Ghanaian owned, or at least have 50% of your operations based in Ghana. We provide growth capital, which suggests that the company or the potential partner company should already be existing and have some kind of proof of concept. So at least you've been operating for 3 years and you are making turnover or revenue between CD equivalents of 500,000 USD up to 15 million USD, and have that equivalent in your assets. So your total assets should also be between 500,000 USD to 15 million USD, or you should have an employee count between 10 to 300. So when we define an SME or a small business, as you've referenced on this conversation, we are looking out for you being able to meet 2 out of these 3 criteria, having a turnover and or assets between 500,000 USD to 15 million USD, and have an employee base of between 10 to 300 employees. That is the core criteria we look out for when Nilati walks into our doors seeking funding. Okay, so what if I don't have all of these that you've mentioned? Is there a way you support businesses to get there before you come in? Yes,
Talk to me about that.
That is when our technical assistance team or ARM comes into play, Ghana Investment Support Program.
Right.
So you may come to us, you may not meet all these criteria now, but you have the potential of being there in a couple of years to come. We are still friends, we are here for you. What we will do is refer you to our technical assistance team called the Ghana Investment Support Program, and there they are able to make you investor ready, or even help you find funding programs or funding teams that support your business at the stage that it's at the moment. So for example, if you're making revenue less than 500,000 USD, it does not mean you cannot receive investments from Ghana, just that growth investment partners at that time will not be the best partner for you. You go to GHISP, they provide some kind of support to you, and when you are able to receive capital from growth investment partners Ghana, you come back to us and then
I see.
Move forward.
Is the outlook looking better now, Benedicta? And do you think that there are prospects for the way forward? I'm asking this question because we know about the creditworthiness of our SMEs. There is a lot of conversation about how long our SMEs can even exist. They say that some die in the first 3 years. Some also collapse in 5 years, but there are some SMEs who have also, time immemorial, so we know them, and your example here right in the studio is one of them. And so let's look at the outlook. Are SMEs credit worthy? Do they have what it takes to go in for the long haul, for which reason you do not support them, and then somewhere along the line they are no longer in existence? And so maybe where do you put in your checks to ensure the going concern of your SMEs, so that you are able to protect your investment, and then you can also provide more to other businesses in the near future?
I have to be positive. I think there's a future for SMEs, and I think the GIP model is set up, with the technical support and the patience to ensure that there's hope, it's sustainable. The SME business is sustainable. We also see that banks as well, and there are a lot of organizations that are coming up that are also beginning to tailor make. So we see that some banks are giving a bit longer tenor. Some banks are using, the MasterCard, facilities, which are probably friendly. You know, you see some other banks do a lot of programs to support. So I think they are getting more access. There's more awareness of the needs of the SME.
And because maybe financial literacy is going on very well.
I think financial literacy, we have to support SMEs. They are the engine of growth. Right. And I think there's more awareness to the need of the SMEs. And I think there's more competition. Before it was just the banks, right? So now you have GIP. I'm sure the other funds who will probably be looking at supporting the SMEs. So there's a lot more. So the banks also have to tailor make, or they have to change some of their things to support the SMEs. We always say that for us, the banks are not our competitors, we are collaborators, right? Where there are certain things they cannot, because it's not that the banks are being unreasonable, but the way they are structured and with the funding that they have, sometimes they are tied up. How long can they go? So GIP is a collaborator where we can also come together with the banks. So for example, SME, if they cannot do long term, they do the short term, we do the long term. You know, so I think there's a lot more opportunity, and there's a lot,
And the collaboration will certainly continue. Yes. I see. But let me come to you. We are wrapping up. Just picking your thoughts, or what are your thoughts generally when it comes to challenges SMEs face? What will you identify as the biggest challenge as a local, small or medium-sized enterprise in the country? Is it regulation? Is it the business environment? We know we've spoken about finance, the access to capital and what have you, but away from that, what other bottlenecks are you facing as an ordinary business?
I think the business environment would be one key area.
Number one.
Yes. It's not friendly to small SMEs. And then secondly, the political environment as well. You know, recently when we launched this part, we were so excited because of the government policy on the tax and then giving free pads. So we're expecting to get a contract from the government, and it evaded us, you know. So the political environment is not very friendly. The business environment too, I think, if you are small, it becomes very difficult playing with the big boys. You know, it's not...
So penetration becomes difficult for you.
Exactly. Yeah, so those two key areas.
But is your company not a big boy?
Now we are. 2025, we scaled up big time. You know, we now move from small industrial area to Tema free zone. So we are now and we brought on board more staff. We've employed more people as well.
So how long have you been with them?
2 years.
Okay, so this is still the City Business Edition on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Nik Latte. Finance 101 for SMEs. Our friends from Growth Investment Partners are helping us really appreciate what it takes to get funding from financiers as a small business operating here in the country. They've spoken to us about the sectors they support, how much you can get from them, and also the tenors and interest rate with which they operate with. We are wrapping up this conversation, so I'm giving each one of them, I have with me 3 guests in studio, each one of them 60 seconds to really add on to the conversation. More importantly, tell us about how small businesses can get in touch with them. All of this in the next 3 minutes. Angela, Benedicta, Awo.
I think I've already spoken about the expectation, right? That it's positive. What I'll say is that, like I said, we have quite a number of funds. We have 70 million. We are still fundraising.
But how many businesses are you looking at supporting? You said currently you have supported how many?
We've supported 16. 16, 16. Yes.
Okay.
So long as they meet our criteria, we do not have... so long as they meet our criteria. There's always risk lending to SMEs. I mean, she spoke about the business environment. Strait of Hormuz is happening in Ghana, and it's the external factors, so many. But, SMEs are the engine of growth. So I think it's positive.
So what about an SME listening saying that, well, I'm quite interested in coming for this particular kind of support, but what happens if I'm unable to pay? What does it look like for SMEs who may struggle to repay? Okay,
so the first thing, what she spoke about the criteria. we look at the governance, you know, we look at a lot of things when we are doing our due diligence before we give. If they cannot pay, we need to understand, is it because of external issues? Is it because of operational issues? How do we help? So that is the first thing. How do we help to enable them to generate the cash flow to pay? So long as we don't have an issue that it's a fraudulent or it's governance or whatever. So that's basically what we do. It only becomes, we won't put you in prison, but it becomes, I guess, an issue where the commitment of the owner or the company is not there and it seems like it's fraudulent. But if it is genuine and it's because of external issues, we try our best to work. So that's where the patience comes from. So whether we need our technical support team to help you manage it, we are able to also get other support in terms of marketing and all that. So we just try to get all our levers and see how we can support.
Thank you very much, David. I will take this opportunity to talk a little on the nature of GIP's products. I realized we didn't make it clear the kind of funding or support we give. We are not looking to take equity or shares in the company. Our facilities are structured as credit products or loans, as we will typically call them. So we provide largely credit facilities to SMEs, and our tenors are very flexible. We keep saying patient, but we're able to do between 5 to 7 years per the project that we are looking to finance. And again, as long as you meet our eligibility criteria, we are happy and open to speak to you. So GIP is providing support to Ghanaian SMEs, and we are looking to have you join us or join our partnership.
From a beneficiary perspective, GIP is very helpful. Just to emphasize the patient bit and to reiterate the patient bit, because SMEs need a lot of patience. From where I sit as a marketing manager, we do our calculations. This is how many boxes or cartons we have to sell. When we sell this number, we'll be able to pay GIP. You know, from a theoretical point of view. But when it comes to the ground, sometimes it doesn't work like that, and then it kind of drags us back, the payment and all that. So we need a lot more patience.
Just to conclude, you asked about, you know, if an SME comes and doesn't pay. So we spoke about the money we have, but we can only give more because it has to be recycled. Remember I said 41 million went out, we got 8 million. So if a lot of SMEs default, then it becomes very difficult for us to, you know, lend to support the SME business.
All right, so thank you so much, Angela Bentum, investment analyst, and Benedicta Wuntumi, head of credit risk at Growth Investment Partners, as well as Marian Awagbolo, marketing manager of Faye International Limited. This has been another edition of the City Business Edition on 97.3 Citi FM. You have been listening to our conversation with Growth Investment Partners, focusing on bridging the financing gap between bank lending and private equity by offering tailored funding solutions in local currency alongside business support services to enable sustainable growth. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am Nik Amarteifio. This has been the City.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Running a business today, Charlie, you know easy.
And that is why you need the right partner. When I'm making payments, Absa sorting me cash flow. Send me here fast and flexible loan crampoa. No wahala. Absa Business Banking is always there for me. Whether you are a large business or an SME, Absa has you covered.
At Absa, we get it, and we understand every kind of business need. Visit an Absa Bank branch today for your business banking solutions. Your story matters. Absa.
Charlie, dream I'm nice. I get some serious meeting. Allah, motion. But Charlie, no credit today. Oh, but you relax. More day.
Hey, well,
funny.
Yes, so I borrow small, sort myself out, I pay back. We move.
Spot there. Ah, Charlie, you sure say you dey pay back?
Yes, so that anytime somebody else they need them, Momo day.
Be like I for can't borrow some more.
Hey, you this boy. Don't go there and disgrace yourself.
Allah motion.
Responsible borrowing be the real flexible for today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. Borrow, sort them, pay back. Momo day.
Buy any promo pack of Gino tomato mix, Gino pepper and onion, or Gino jollof tomato mix. Cut open the sachet, find the code inside, text the code free of charge to *844 *99#. There's over 2.5 million Ghana cedis in airtime to be won, plus amazing appliances and the grand rewards: a brand new car and an all expenses paid trip to a dream destination. This advert is FDA approved. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
13 days to go to the FIFA World Cup. Welcome to Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show, brought to you by Politangana Elesheho. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. Let's get into the bulletin. And the Vice President of the Ghana Football Association, Mark Addo, has expressed confidence in Black Stars head coach Carlos Queiroz ahead of the World Cup. He made the remarks during the GFA's partnership announcement with Procus Ghana, producers of Kivo products, as preparations for the tournament continue. Sisi Sports' Gabi Ofe has more in this report.
With exactly 2 weeks to the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the Ghana national team continued their preparations in Cardiff ahead of their international friendly against Wolves, with their opening tournaments clash against Panama in Ontario fast approaching. At the headquarters of the Ghana Football Association on Thursday, May 28, confidence was once again thrown behind the Black Stars head coach Carlos Queiroz as expectations continue to grow for Ghana to impress at the upcoming World Cup.
The expectation is that the team will put their best foot forward by virtue of the fact that they will compete. They will compete as if they are going to play at the World Cup, and that intensity will be seen. I mean, at that level. So it's a fair shot, but we believe that Carlos will do well by presenting the best team he has, and the boys too will go out there and give all they can to the best of their abilities. And then from then on, you can build confidence, you can build on the momentum before the World Cup.
The international friendly against Wolves will mark Carlos Queiroz's first game in charge of the Black Stars, with reports also suggesting that the Black Stars could face Jamaica in another preparatory fixture as they continue gearing up for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. GFA Vice President Makado once again shed more light on it.
But I don't think it's as conclusive as far as I know. But there are plans for a second opportunity for Carlos to play a second game, but I know it's still in the works, so I can't comment too much on it until the deal is sealed. Yeah.
Makado's comments come after the Ghana Football Association announced a 3-year partnership agreement with Procus Ghana Limited, producers of the Kivo products, aimed at supporting and developing juvenile football in the country. With Mohamed Kudus serving as brand ambassador for Kivo and playing a major role in securing the partnership with the GFA, questions are now being asked about how much of a blow his absence from a key role with the Black Stars at the World Cup could be, both for Ghana's campaign and for the Kivo brand.
I'm not a football expert. Obviously, injury happens anywhere. However, I believe that we as a brand, in terms of his spirit behind the Black Star, we believe so, because we know he'll be with the team in terms of being at the camp to motivate the boys to give their best.
The report was put together by City Sports' Gabi Ofer. To the MTN FA Cup now, where Dreams FC will take on first-time finalist Nations FC this weekend in a highly anticipated final. Dreams FC, winners of the 2022-23 FA Cup, head into the clash with experience on their side, while Nations FC will be hoping to crown their fairy tale cup run despite suffering relegation from the Ghana Premier League this season. Speaking to the club's media ahead of the encounter, Dreams FC head coach Winfred Dormon, who served as assistant coach during the club's previous FA Cup triumph, believes the situation is different this time around as the team prepares for another shot at silverware.
Well, it's very, very interesting. Yes, I remember very well our assistant coach Karim Uzito 2022-2023 campaign, and we won it at Abrankes here. And it was very, very intriguing because having won the FA Cup, Dreams FC represent Africa so far as Confederation or continental football is concerned. And we made a very, very big statement. Now, having said that, the dynamics are different now. And I will be very, very happy to lead this group to win this competition.
That was the head coach of Dreams FC, Winfred Dormon. Let's head to Europe, where Arsenal's remarkable journey back to the summit of European football will reach its defining moments this Saturday when they take on PSG in the UEFA Champions League final. The Gunners are chasing a historic first Champions League title, a triumph that would crown the transformation led by manager Mikel Arteta since he took charge of the club. Fresh from ending a 22-year wait for the Premier League title after holding off Manchester City in a dramatic title race, Arsenal head into the final full of confidence and belief. Speaking ahead of the showdown, Mikel Arteta says his squad is in a perfect position mentally and physically to lift Europe's biggest trophy this weekend.
We're going to prepare that game with the intention to win and write a new story in the club's history, that's for sure. And we know what it's going to mean. We need to earn it. We need to prepare so well. I'm really confident that we're going to get there in the best possible place. And it's going to be for 90 minutes showtime at the biggest stage that you can play in club competition against a tough opponent.
Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta. Let's finish off with some tennis news and to Roland Garros, where the French Open is going on. Juan Manuel Cherundolo stunned world number one Yannick Sinner in one of the biggest shocks of the tournament, winning 3-6, 2-6, 7-5, 6-1, 6-1. Sinner was leading 5-1 in the third set before severe cramps changed the match completely. Now, Belgian star Raphael Collignon defeated fifth seed Ben Shelton in straight sets 6-4, 7-5, 6-4. Matteo Arnaldi knocked out Stefanos Tsitsipas 7-6, 5-7, 6-3, 6-2. On the women's side, defending champion Coco Gauff advanced after beating Maya Sherif in straight sets. World number one Arina Sabalenka defeated Elsa Jacquemont 7-5, 6-2. And today's key matches see Iga Swiatek take on Magda Linette, Mira Andreeva face Marie Buskova, Novak Djokovic takes on Joao Fonseca, Alexander Zverev is up against Quentin Halers, and Alex de Minaur takes on Jakob Mensik. And that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff was powered by Politan Ghana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. The City Breakfast Show with Caleb Kuda continues.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama.
I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no.
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, we the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, if you get your own data and call packages, falla! Made For Me bundles like the way you want them. That *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Pepper powder,
FDA Aji Ejadi Nkrato Yatum.
When truth is stranger than fiction, and myths spring to life, and the shadowy mysteries of a long-forgotten era become your present reality, your imagination will usher you into a realm of head-spinning reality beyond what the mind should know. Amani Adisa of Monsters and Gods. Download from the Akraba app now on iOS or Android.
Sunny Gold Brown Sugar, available in a shop near you.
Sunny Gold.
What country? This advert is FDA approved.
From the heart of Africa we stand, building dreams across the land. Every step we take your side, helping you rise, taking you higher. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOA make your future glow. Strong as a group, close as a partner. Bank of Africa lifting you higher. African Bank with global reach. BOA make your future glow. Bank of Africa lifting you higher.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my me say enra my boyfriend akwesi obo *959# when the phone so. Na we win.
Anita, I don't want doggy park.
Oh, one so. Akwesi asanso aba number 1. I am adwin na ho. And there was so ye me show papa bi. Na me de toss me short sexy dress no. Na me say samiti. Na me ye me nails no so come on. Oh, no. Me fa uba. Make a do some small 1-2 rounds be answer me doing ho. Na we tria. Hey, Nana so he for order. So Chinese any wine papa bi. And they mean this check no.
Hey, Anita.
Na sa ni mia when you TV bi no. I also say sound. No to prepared. Na me chilly AC mu. I no go fit sweat like that. See fine girl.
Hey, Anita.
Jesus.
Baby I want to know jina wa. Mr. Remember dial *959#. Oh, iPhone app akotoma ono. Na wan gase nya usika so ate.
Sister, next time kati call no what? Dial *959# and I call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Head down some.
Kweku, tell everyone dinner is ready.
Kids, let's go to the dining table.
Food is ready.
Let's go.
Hey, you're fine.
No. See, you're fine.
No, my own is better. You're fine.
But wait, we all know that mommy always does it best.
You're fine.
Keep enjoying First Choice Premium Spaghetti. Delicious, non-sticky, contains vitamin A, zinc, iron, and always comes through. You're fine.
This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. Show. Rise above the noise.
Moji is the new one from Enam. Everyone loves it. More than 1 million views in less than a month. Zero 0539-986-996. We have great conversations coming up, and that's where you can join the conversation via. And if you have a dedication like this one, you can send it via 0539-986-996. And it says, happy birthday to an amazing woman, Dr. Emanuela Amwako. You deserve all the love, laughter, and beautiful moments that life has to offer. Cheers to life, to good health, more money, and greater impact in your profession. From Dr. Emanuela Amwako. And if you're dreaming of studying abroad or taking the IELTS test, IDP education, counseling, and application support services completely free, helping you save your finances while you secure genuine opportunities abroad. Your journey begins with IDP Education Ghana, your trusted global partner for study abroad services and IELTS testing. IDP offers expert-free support for study abroad applications to the UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and Canada, helping thousands of students achieve their international dreams every year. You could be next, so visit us at Osu Akwaje and in Edum Unsiase Kumase. Call us 020-256-6614. Book your IELTS test today, speak to our counselors, and take the first step toward your future abroad. I know many love this song, they don't understand. Today, Sky will explain the thing for you. But you know that moment when the alarm rings and life is already asking you questions. Campus, office, hustle, dreams are all waiting to be changed. Now, those are the moments when you need something that helps you show up and keep going. Grab your cowbell coffee, let it stay with you every single moment, whether you're grinding for that exam, pushing deadlines at work, or cooking up the next big idea. Cowbell coffee gives you that creamy taste and rich coffee aroma to kickstart your day. Do that right and enjoy it anytime, because success doesn't just happen overnight. It's the little moments, early mornings and the late nights, and through it all, Cowbell Coffee, day with you. Let me tell you about Left Signature. It's a world where power never fails and data is always secure. Your business never stops. From expert electrical engineering services to cutting-edge renewable energy solutions like solar and microgrids, Left Signature keeps your world powered and protected. Our data center and cloud services ensure maximum uptime, seamless connectivity, strong disaster recovery, so your business never misses a beat. We also deliver custom applications, ERP systems, AI-powered solutions, all designed to boost productivity and drive growth. So download the LEP Power app from the App or Play Store. Access the web version 0256 111 811. Lashibi North Celebrity Estate is where you can find us. Leftsignature.com. Find us there for more. Happy 40th birthday to Miss Winifredia Osei, Relationship Officer of Multimedia Group Limited. Miss Winifredia Osei, may this lovely day bring happiness and new opportunities in your life and family. Wishing you the happiest birthday ever from your mom, the entire Asante, Owusu, and Osei family, and Ghana Toastmasters Action Chapel International Sphincters Counseling Department. We love you is the message. Happy 40th birthday, Akora Yao Ajekum Kapo. Wishing you the very best as you tap into the joy of Arsenal winning the double. Bless you. From Lawrence Osei Boateng. This is a great song to wish any celebrant, but for those who don't understand, Sky, what is Enam saying in Moji?
Oh,
Moji,
you know, the term is normally used where you have visited, right?
Okay.
And then you are
parting ways.
Okay,
departing, yeah.
So when you come in,
yeah,
then you know that in our long form greeting, they will ask you Mojito.
Okay. Chopato. Okay. So where you are coming from? How are they doing?
Exactly. So when you listen closely to the greeting, it's about finding out how things are where you are coming from, because you would have also asked how everybody was, right? So father, mother, you know, the Togbao, you know, the view, so and I have you, you know, all of those ones. That's appropriate. So
you know that I have you.
So when they finish, then they will ask you Mojito, and you talk about all of these things. So when you are going back and they are sending you off, you know, when they are doing the bye-bye, over Mojinako. So there should be the road back home should be safe. You should travel safely. Exactly. Nothing should happen to you.
Clear of impediments.
Exactly. Like so you should get back to your destination safely and continue what you're doing.
I see.
So basically that is what the song is about.
Mojinako.
So all your struggles, you know, they should pay off.
What's that?
Chocho, yes, you know, which is like all your struggles, like you're hustling.
The hustle, no?
the Lord God should intervene and that great things should happen.
Amen.
So basically, that is what the song.
And I hear some Kutri Kuku part.
Kutri Kuku is hard work.
Okay.
Kutri Kum in the Dawn says here, you are working hard.
Right.
So that should pay off.
No.
It should not end in some non-performance.
Evacuation.
Exactly. So the hustle should be good.
Oh, Charlie. No, I love that.
So it's a prayer.
It's a prayer, basically.
And I think, we should take it seriously.
I love it. That's the song. So this morning we've been tracking the conversation, following keenly the evacuation of some 300 Ghanaians from South Africa. We are told we have 500 more Ghanaians who will be evacuated from South Africa to join us here. We understand the government of Nigeria will also start same effective next week. And we've seen some criticisms from some of the South African leaders saying that our response, the swift response of the Ghanaian government to evacuate the Ghanaians that some of their compatriots are chasing out. They are criticizing the evacuation, saying that it paints the wrong image or picture, that they all support what had happened. But we've seen videos this morning of school children also getting involved in this unfortunate incident where they're literally asking that their foreign colleagues are chased out. Then what I see is that through all this foreigners must go campaign that our South African brothers and sisters are waging, they're only targeting their African brothers and sisters. That's one thing I'm seeing and I don't understand. I've seen this very lovely article put together. Says xenophobia in South Africa, a betrayal of African brotherhood. I'll get into it. Now, it's been a little over a year now since the anti-flood task force was set up. And we're just wondering what has come out of that task force, because we know that there were ministries and agencies responsible for that space. Putting a task force together and putting a key official at the Jubilee House as the chair just meant the urgency that we had, a sense of urgency we wanted to attach to the flood issue. A year on, what are the visible outcomes that we can say we have chopped following that? These are the two things on our minds this morning. And we are happy to hear you also. Ajua, for example, has sent a message, says that my issue is about the Tema runabout to Ashaman runabout. Cargo trucks have turned the road into a park. You see them parked by the road, and if a car has an emergency, you can't find a place to park because the place is all full. And city officials are looking on for something to happen before taking action. I remember you guys have spoken about it before, but nothing has changed. So this is Tema runabout to Ashaman. I'm not.
It's a concern from
yes,
somebody.
This is a concern that Ajua is sending
as
us
you
from
talk
Tema.
about the road. If you're descending, if you're on the N1 and you're descending to join the main Tesano road as well, it's a curve.
Yes.
So it's this long curve that takes you down to join the Tesano road. There's there are multiple potholes, very deep, and puddles.
And so the water, yes.
And it's difficult to join the road because sometimes the traffic light is not working. The traffic light that would let the vehicles that are on the main road.
Yes, coming from Achimota towards Tesano.
Yes. So there's no moment where they stop. And drivers who are doing the descent have no option than to drive through the multiple potholes.
That's true.
So maybe whichever local authority that area falls in.
And it's not been more than 3 months when that pothole was patched.
You see, they patch, and then there's I don't know how to call it. They patch. I don't know if it's the same place that another develops,
but
continuously they
the
do
quality
a bit
of patching,
patchwork,
is suspect.
and then the hole pops up again. So I don't know. They need lasting solution to that.
It's sad that most of the potholes that were patched that we were excited about just a few weeks ago are already giving way following the downpour.
And because the holes have made puddles, you can't really tell how deep they are. And you know, there's a policeman there sometimes who is trying, but he's sort of urging you to drive through the potholes.
And if you're not driving Sky's car, some Charlie Wahala for your shocks and your lower arms, you see. Please, we beg you, on behalf of all those of us who are now starting life, you know, managing small contraptions and this.
We can make our point without.
Anyway, before we continue, merchants, business owners, if you want smooth, payments with no stress, Zenith Merchant Pay is the smarter way to get paid. With Zenith Merchant Pay, your customers enjoy the convenience of multiple payment options, mobile money wallets, GHQR code, or their Zenith bank account. And for you, the merchant, you receive prompt payment notifications, enjoy instant settlements and easy reconciliation. There are no delays, no stress, just smooth payments. So sign up today at any Zenith Bank branch and start receiving fast, secure, instant payments anywhere in Ghana. Delexis University College is inviting you for a world-class education experience, market-driven professional qualification. Come top up your diploma for a bachelor's degree. We are the best to help you realize your dreams. We offer the following undergraduate programs: BSc Nursing, Midwifery, Human Resource Management, Cybersecurity, Digital Forensics, and a host of others. So please pass by. We are at Tema Community 25 Peace B Junction. DelexisUniversity.edu.gh is where to find us. Enquiries 0551 198 100. WhatsApp 0577 734 549. Admission is in progress. Onga is helping everyone win in their Abingwaha promo. 4 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes up for grabs. Look out for the special Ongalicious promo packs. Submit 20 Onga powder promo sachets and 20 Onga shrimp tablet promo wrappers at any Onga redemption center near you. You will receive a scratch card. Please scratch it. It will reveal a code. Send it to *713*27# and you will win instantly. Cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis, deep freezers, smart TVs, kitchen appliances, and more. This promo will end on the 15th of July, so look sharp. And now imagine your next vacation fully paid, unforgettable, and within reach. By simply using your ABSA card, you could win an exclusive trip to Mauritius. Send 350 Ghana cedis to earn an entry and enjoy additional chances with every qualification transaction via your ABSA card or ABSA digital platforms. 9 additional customers will also be rewarded with an all-expense paid weekend escape at a selected resort in Ghana. Your getaway begins with a swipe. This promo runs till the 31st of July 2026 and is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and the Caritas Lottery Platform. Your story matters, ABSA. Okay, now Ghana Revenue Authority GRA is reminding all persons registered for VAT that VAT and communication service tax returns for April 2026, and it should be submitted on the VAT and SCT returns form on Friday, that's today, which is the last working day of the month. File your VAT or NCST returns early and avoid payment of penalties. The penalty for VAT is 500 cedis and a further penalty of 10 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. The penalty for CST operators attracts a pecuniary rate of 2,000 Ghana cedis and a further penalty of 500 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. So remember to submit the April 2026 returns not later than Friday 29th of May 2026 today to avoid any penalties. info@gra.gov.gh is where to visit online, or email rather. 055 299 000 is the number to WhatsApp. And everyone is a winner in the Ongalicious Abingwaha promo. Over 4 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes to be won. Just look out for the Onga special promo packs. Submit 20 powder promo sachets and 20 Onga shrimp tablet promo wrappers at any Onga redemption center near you and receive your scratch card. Scratch to review your unique code. Send to *713 *27 hash and win instantly. Cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedi, deep freezers, smart TVs, kitchen appliances, and more. Promo runs till the 15th of July. Hurry, don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply. Now, as you know, about 300 Ghanaians were evacuated by the government from South Africa back home this week. We are told about 500 more Ghanaians will be evacuated next week. Now, there's been conversations, and many of our compatriots who have returned have been speaking and sharing their ordeals. There is one of Dillis Edem who lived in South Africa for 13 years, and she recounts how she was assaulted by a group of South Africans while bystanders looked on. Here's a quick excerpt of a conversation on Eyewitness News yesterday.
For how long have you stayed in South Africa?
2nd July will be 13 years.
It will be 13 years?
Yeah.
And you are back home in Ghana. Tell us, what is the feeling like?
Hey, I feel good. I feel good because I'm not free when I'm there. I'm afraid, always afraid. I can't walk freely. I can't do anything freely. Even to go and buy in the shop, I have to wait for after 4 because I'm afraid that maybe they'll arrest me or they'll ask me for paper and those things. So always I'm afraid. I can't even do a little money that I make, I have to use it for transport because I have to protect myself. But since I came back since yesterday, I'm free. I'm very happy. And I thank our president. He did a good job. And our High Commissioner and Mr. Oblaja too. I thank all of them.
Delise, tell me, has it been like this for the past 13 years, living in fear?
It's like this, but it's not really like this. I haven't experienced it before like this.
So this is the first time you are experiencing it like this?
Yeah.
Were you attacked?
But not too much like this.
Were you attacked?
I was attacked once by a guy. By people, but people are standing around, but no one cannot do anything. So I just gave them my phone, and they left. I was attacked, and people are standing there, but they can't do anything. They'll look at you, they can't do anything because nobody wants travel. So they can't do anything. They just look at you. They can't help you. They can't scream. They can't say anything.
And so no one will come in to come and help you when you're under attack?
No one, because we don't have a say. We don't have to say it's not your country. You have to keep quiet.
Now that you are back home in Ghana, what is the plan? What are you going to do now?
I'm planning to do business.
You have enough capital to do business?
No, I don't have anything.
So how do you intend to do business?
The way they said it that they will support us. So any little thing they give me, I'll use it to start something.
So they promised to support you. I mean, all the people who came.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are yet to receive that support.
Yeah.
But we're told that you were given some packages at the airport. We saw a Ghana must go bag.
Yeah. Yes, they give us yesterday. When the way they welcome us is so nice and so good. I didn't even expect it. I didn't even see it before, but I was happy. I was telling everyone that I'm very happy.
Will you be kind enough to tell us? Will you be kind enough to tell us what was in the bag?
They give us rice, oil, a little money, transportation, food, water, sanitizer, many things, blankets, many things. They give us many things, and we were very happy.
Right, so that was Samir Yafe's conversation with Delis Edem, who's lived in South Africa for 13 years. She almost sounds like them, right? She spoke and she's acquired the accent even over time. Now, let's hear Julius Malema, who is unhappy about the attacks and also has criticized government's quick move to evacuate our compatriots.
The Ghana response was not necessary because it now creates an impression that we are all like that, when it is a certain section of our society that needs to be contained by law enforcement. And one Ghanaian lady was saying, you see, the problem is, and I wouldn't have taken this option. The problem is we're being beaten in front of the police and the police are not doing anything. That's the problem. And when this opportunity came for me to leave, I left because if the police can't defend me, it means the state is in agreement with the people who are beating me. So we think it was too quick. We'll still resolve this. And President of Ghana should have given us, some time to really deal with this matter. And we'll get to the bottom of it. We hope they will come back to their senses. We don't have to respond the same way they did. We need to pursue the diplomatic engagements with Ghana until we find one another. We don't think Ghana responded in a manner that really reinforces dialogue and diplomatic engagements. It actually creates a very bad, extreme situation, which is not. It's a selected few, and we are pursuing and persuading government to still act on those few, and we're saying to them, they must give us some time, they must be patient, and those who don't feel safe, especially the legally documented Ghanaians, should be able to run to police stations for safety, and then they will be directed to rightful places where they will be secured. But, it's an emotional issue for many of them, understandably so, but the reaction of government should have been postponed a bit to give us an opportunity to deal with what is happening here in South Africa.
So that's Julius Malema. He's the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters Party there, and he is saying that government's evacuation was unnecessary. You heard him. Let me now bring you High Commissioner Benjamin Kwashi's comments. He's rejected claims that only a few evacuated nationals were legally resident there. In fact, I saw the publication from some of the South African authorities that out of the 300, only 10 were legal. And this is a rebuttal to that.
I'm sure that the dynamics are changing ever since government of Ghana decided to evacuate its citizens. We've started something that they never believed that we were going to be able to do, and so we believe that we are on the right direction.
Indeed, this is huge, because if we monitor international media, everyone is talking about this evacuation of our people down home. How did you get through with this?
Well, I think the most important thing for us to know is that the government of Ghana cares about its citizens, those that are both home and abroad. And we have a president and a foreign affairs minister who care deeply as to what Ghanaians go through abroad. These were discussions that we had with the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, who also had discussions, I'm sure, with the presidency and all that are involved. We realized that in our engagement with the South African authorities, whilst we were proffering solutions to what was happening, they took an entrenched position, a position that ordinarily we would have thought that they would have come down from. But they maintained it, that what they believe is that the demonstrators are going to stop what they are doing, but it kept on happening. And most of our people had economic challenges, because these are people who regularly work on a daily basis so that they are able to feed themselves, their family here in South Africa, and their families back in Ghana. When we got to that point where we realized that if we don't take a stance, it would go against our people, that was where we took the decision that we needed to start evacuating those that wanted to go home. So it was a voluntary repatriation, and I can confidently say that it went well, and we continuing with the evacuation of all our citizens who want to go home voluntarily.
In as much as we here home in Ghana are excited about this decision, not everybody is also, happy with it. For instance, as you heard the voice clip played there, the leader of the freedom fighters in South Africa, Julius, is not excited. He believes that Ghana is just taking this thing out of proportion. He believes that it will affect the diplomatic relationship between Ghana and South Africa. As our chief diplomat in that country, how do you assess his comments?
I think I would want to disagree with the Honorable Julius Malema, because we gave government of South Africa the opportunity for us to be able to resolve this issue. We stated that they should allow state institutions to be able to do what they are supposed to do, so that individuals do not take the laws into their own hands. If you realize that when this demonstrators started, the faces that were on our screens every day, that was going to from shop to shop, to provinces, from provinces to the other, were the same people. So we expected that government of South Africa should show good faith. But they never arrested anybody. The demonstrators continued doing what they were doing. They continued looting. They continued beating people. They continued harassing people. So at a point, you can just say so much. And I believe that at that point, the decision was with the President of the Republic of Ghana as to what he has to do for his citizens if the need arises. And I think that decision to evacuate our citizens from here, you would see from the faces of all those who arrived in Accra yesterday that there was people that are happy to be home, people that can breathe a sigh of relief, people that can reintegrate themselves into the Ghanaian society. So I believe that in a large extent, what we did was in the right direction. Again, let me reiterate that there's no diplomatic tension between the two countries. I have constantly indicated that the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs keeps on having engagement with his colleague, Foreign Affairs Minister here in South Africa. And there are a lot of things that we do together as two countries. So I don't believe that there's any diplomatic row between the two of us.
When these brothers and sisters of ours arrived in the country, we heard that only 10% of them had documentation or valid, papers to stay in South Africa. You are with them. Is that really the case? Only 10% of them?
Well, I've stated this on countless occasions, and I've called media houses here in South Africa to show them proof that was That was not true. It's a big lie. 80% of those who came, the 300 that we presented, 80% were documented. They were legal immigrants in this country. Out of the 20% that was left, these were people, some of them had immigration-related charges that put them in prisons and all of that. But the records prove, and we have the records. We've indicated to the Department of Home Affairs that if they want us to do this, let's present the records as we had it. There was a joint committee between us and them in all these repatriations. So it is not to suggest that the documents they have, we don't have. We have the same documents. We are reading from the same document. And let me put on record that 80% of the 300 people that we presented for the first repatriation have documents that were legitimate documents and legal documents. So they were legal immigrants in South Africa.
So Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi, who together with the Foreign Minister and the government did a yeoman's job evacuating our compatriots, 300 of them from South Africa back home, even though Julius Malema thinks that it was unnecessary. This morning we've seen that the protesters even get into schools where South African kids are kicking against foreign nationals from being in their schools. They're saying foreigners must go, including school children and all of that. Samuel Attah-Mensah, good to see you again on the Friday
yes,
morning.
Yes,
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad at all. Richard, the last guy.
Yeah, my man.
It's also here together with Francisca Kakrafoson. This is the conversation on the table, xenophobic attacks. Yeah.
Well, I actually watched the Malema interview.
Yeah.
I think he was speaking to some pressmen.
Right.
And for me, it was just in his usual rhetorical commentaries.
Right.
But it was too much of contradiction within the same
bandwidth
commentary.
Yeah.
You know, in one breath, it's unfortunate that we took such an action by bringing back Ghanaians. In another breath, you admit that there's a failure by the state to protect foreigners. And so I was only hoping that there will be a follow-up question to him when he thought would be a good time to take the action, you know, unless he didn't see any of the videos, you know. So yes, I can understand why Malema would say a thing like that, because trust me, outside of South Africa on this continent, his second home is Ghana. I mean, he's in Ghana maybe 4 or 5 times a year. Official, unofficial, yes.
Wow.
And so he has a certain attachment to Ghana. So he would wake up and wish that this never happened.
At all.
But I also like the assurance from the High Commissioner that, look, we do not have any diplomatic tensions between the two countries. You know, a few people have gone overboard and trying to extend it to the goldfields lease extension and things. I think that's not how you run businesses. You understand? Goldfields is an independent business. Yes, it's owned by South Africans, but the question you ask is it a legitimate business? Does it provide employment? Does it make impact? You know, you once they tick the boxes, I don't think we should translate what is happening by some reckless South Africans here and then suddenly say that, okay, because of that, don't extend the leave.
Because the argument they are making down there is that, look, these foreigners are taking our jobs, they are here and we are jobless and all of that, so they should go. And so the Ghanaians are also saying, if that's the case, then we are also going to take over our resources and run them by ourselves. So no more automatic renewal of leases.
You know, the South African, the group of South Africans who are pursuing this action, they are wrong on many fronts. Okay? Yeah. So are we also wrong if we approach it that way? That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, retaliation can happen at some point, but you don't start from legitimate businesses. That's all I'm saying.
I get you. I get you, yeah. So. No, but this is happening at a point where we've done so much work to promote African trade, African tourism. We've had AFTA's head office here. We have a lot going on. So
Caleb, promoting African trade and not solving your internal problems will expose you anyway.
Yeah.
And so this is what the citizens of South Africa are saying, that look, you are not solving our problems.
Yeah.
You can't go and solve Africa's problems by alienating our needs. Okay? It's just an overreaction, and they are trying to solve the problem by dealing with the wrong people. You understand? So, okay, 300 Ghanaians just left South Africa.
Yeah.
So, are they saying that they just created 300 jobs?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, it's the approach that we actually detest, and the violence that is being meted out to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to deport them through your laws and whatever, so be it.
So.
But visiting violence on them
in a manner
that we have seen, we condemn in no uncertain terms.
Yeah. Kakwa, let me just take your initial views on this one, because there's a lot going on, and I'm sure you have some angles that you want to take this on.
I think that so these are quick observations. I'm equally disappointed in the remarks by Julius Malema. You see, when people are under attack or when people are in trouble, I think you cannot balance that as being the lesser important as against how the group that is doing the attack plus its broader group is perceived. I think that the perception of the country, in as much as, yes, they would want to ensure that their country is not perceived in an ill manner, I don't think that is the most important thing right now. The most important thing right now is for people who are under attack for no clear reason, no sensible reason, to be rescued. I think that is what is most important. And to have said that on, a world stage was very disappointing. To prioritize your country's image over
the safety,
the lives of other human beings, other foreign nationals. That being said, I think kudos to the authorities. Listening to is it the ambassador? Yes, the High Commissioner.
Yeah.
I think they've put in some good work to bring people back home and bring people to safety. We've heard gory stories. We've heard the trials and ordeals that people have gone through.
Yeah.
I think that once Ghanaians have not been guaranteed safety, he himself said it and contradicted himself, that if the people are being attacked right in front of the police and the police are not acting, then you cannot ask them to run to police stations and seek refuge.
True.
Do you get it?
True.
I mean, aside that disappointment, I think they are welcome back home. It's an ordeal that I'm hoping that aside the material support that they are getting, there will be some psycho-emotional
Thank you very much.
deal with that, because it's, when you're in another land and you are going through this, it's not easy to live in another country by yourself, especially if you don't have any family, and to go through this kind of, trial and tribulation. It can be challenging. So it will be interesting if they get some psycho-emotional support that will help them calm, help them get over this ordeal.
Yeah. So
I think a lot of things are happening within a very short space of time. So maybe we are not able to itemize the interventions properly. But look, you made a point that I need to reiterate, that the intervention of the Foreign Ministry and the High Commissioner should be greatly, and I use the word greatly, commended. If you listen to me and you disagree, it's your own matter. Those of us who lived through the 1981-82 period, this is how the Nigeria issue started. Occasionally, you will hear that a Ghanaian has been killed in Agege. A Ghanaian has been beaten in Ojota. You hear a Ghanaian has been burnt in Ikeja. You know, that's how it started. Until it came to a head in 1983. And you should see how Ghanaians were moved from Nigeria, led by Commodore Steve Obimpe's mobilization team. They were packed like sardines into ships and brought to Ghana. You understand? So if you live through that, you don't want a repetition of that. Once you see the signals, you act. And I think they have acted swiftly and need to be commended. As for diplomatic relations, we can deal with that. But we need to secure the safety of our citizens first. And I think it's in the right direction. You know, I hear Julius Malema. He's only telling us what he wishes should be happening. But they are tangential from what is happening on the ground. Look, I have, in the last maybe 3 or so weeks since this thing started, I have posted some comments on my Twitter lines. You should go and see how South Africans come and attack me there. South Africans, yes. They will attack you if you try and say anything that favors the Ghanaian citizens in South Africa. They will attack you. So what I'm saying is that the people who are pursuing this agenda, they have been very purposeful. And Malema should also understand that these guys are not hiding in some darkness somewhere. They are doing it in the open. And they are even responding to comments from Ghanaian officials in the open. The lady who led the attack, yes, she came back to respond to our foreign minister. So we can't take it lying down and say that, they will work on it. While we are at it, let them keep beating our people. You don't know when they'll start killing them.
Because of your nation's image. Malema.
Well, this thing is just something that has gone out of gear. But the symptoms have always been there. The symptoms have always been there. It's a turn of Ghanaians and Nigerians. Zimbabweans have had their bit in South Africa. To the extent that if you bear a Zimbabwean surname, you are immediately, they know that after you. Zambians have had their bit. You understand? So we think we can't handle it. So
we're just bringing our people back, and that's the end of it.
But knowing Ghanaians, don't be surprised that out of this 300, the next month you see 50 people going back again.
And Kanaka say we are still planning. No, but I heard there was a point Kaka made about giving the returnees psychosocial support, and I heard the minister say that some arrangements have been made, psychologists, psychiatrists, all of them at hand to take them through some crisis counseling following their return. And Sky, in terms of first your initial comments and then the efforts by the government.
First of all, I must say that as I stated yesterday, what has been happening in South Africa is completely unacceptable. We recognize that indeed sometimes countries around the world face illegal immigration issues. But it is for those reasons that institutions are set up to deal with those issues when they come up. So that you have the Immigration, for instance, Service in our country, which deals with matters of illegal immigration. Recently, when we had people from a certain part of Africa on our streets and were creating nuisance, and we raised them here on this platform, the Immigration Service had cause to mobilize, get these people off the streets, and in some cases repatriated them. So that is how the law is engaged to ensure that the right thing is done. So South Africa also has an immigration service, so that where there is a problem with illegal migration, as they have claimed, the right institution to engage is the Immigration Service in South Africa, which I know that they have, in many cases, dealt with things like this. But let us not miss the bigger picture. The bigger picture here is that South Africa as an economy is struggling. Unemployment is a huge problem there. And historically, because of the issues of apartheid and how they sort of marginalized largely the black community, there's a certain anger that has continued to thrive in South Africa. Of course, one is safe to argue that those frustrations ideally should be directed at the right channels. The people who came in from nowhere, the occupier who seized their lands and sort of enriched themselves at the expense of the local people. We do understand why some people abhor Nelson Mandela, although many of us celebrate him because they feel that he ought to have gone the Mugabe way by seizing white farmlands and redistributing them. Because if you read literature around South Africa, the suggestion or the conclusions you read many times is that a lot of the big wealth, land, resources, all of these things are in the hands of the Africans, as they call them. And South Africa hasn't been able to deal with this matter because it was part of the discussion towards the eventual release of Mandela. What was he going to do? Was he going to leave South Africa in economic despair by chasing the occupiers away? Or he was going to say, look, live and let's live. And it is that policy that many still, object to. So you hear every now and then, and Julius Malema has been talking about that the need for land to be appropriated and for redistribution to be done the Zimbabwean way. But we all saw what happened to Zimbabwe when it chose that particular path. Western governments came heavily with sanctions, and ultimately it crippled the Zimbabwean economy. Now, for a long time, Zimbabwe now had to be using the US dollar as some form of currency to engage in trade because their own currency became worthless. So if you want to go that path, there are consequences to it. So for some reason, South Africa has been managing the situation. But the truth is, unemployment is a problem. Many of the youth don't have much to do. They depend on the state for monthly stipend, in some cases, to be able to, thrive. And what you have is an economy that is no longer expanding as it used to do in the past to deal with these problems. Power crisis decimating parts of South Africa. You have water crisis.
Water.
So South Africa is no longer the shining example that many would have wished it remains. So how do you deal with that? The youth are frustrated. Now, if you look at literature around South Africa, we are told that about 5% of the population are from outside of South Africa, so immigrants in the country.
Right.
So strictly speaking, if youth unemployment is a problem in South Africa, you can't stricto sensu blame immigrants or illegal immigrants. But it's convenient. So if the state is failing to adequately respond to the problem, you take it out on people who have come, who are selling dog chains here, who are selling flowers here, who are selling tomatoes.
And the politicians also take advantage of that, right?
Exactly.
And the foreigners have taken their jobs.
Because the state is failing to do what it must do. So it is convenient to rechannel the anger towards these people who have come in. Because ordinarily, you won't find people who are South Africans doing some of the jobs that our people do in order to survive, because people feel that this one is beneath me.
Right.
We will travel out of here to Dubai to do things we would ordinarily not do here because maybe nobody is watching us there. We earn good money and we return that cash home. So this is the context. You understand? So there are many failures here. Let's be fair to Zuma. What's his name? Malema.
Okay.
Look, he's one South African politician I will celebrate for his consistency in attacking those who have made it their point to be going after our nationals or African nationals outside of South Africa. he's made it consistently clear that it was a criminal conduct these guys were engaging in, and there needed to be a robust response from the state. He's also called on them to identify and know their history. That South Africa did not become a free state today merely because of its own strength. That consistently, as the history books would tell us, African nations, including Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, all of these nations played a huge part in either offering their nations passports, financial support, in military support, in fact, in some cases, contributing human beings to go and fight the apartheid regime. Now, we did all this because we believe that a neighbor was under occupation and we needed to free them. That solidarity should not be repaid the way the generation of today appear to be doing. Because, look, what are we preaching? We are preaching borderless Africa. We are preaching the need for Africa to come together.
Yeah.
I should be able to live in South Africa, work freely as South African. A South African should be able to come to Ghana with resources to invest, operate freely to the extent that he's observing all the rules and everything is going on fine. We should not have any problem with it. That is why we have the AfCFTA here. Part of the deepening of internal trade. So that you can sit here, work, and send the things that you're producing to South Africa to be sold on the shelves there. There should not be any issues with that. Similarly, South Africa should be able to freely move from there to this part. That is why we have set up all these economic zones within Africa. The East African Corridor, ECOWAS. All of these things are to help to bring us together. So I believe, first of all, you can't have the AfCFTA Secretariat in Ghana and then be shouting that, oh, Goldfields should be, Anglo Gold Ashanti should be chased away because
Goldfields.
Is it Goldfields?
Goldfields.
Ah, okay. Well, Goldfields should be chased away because South Africans are beating us. First of all, we need to understand that these are non-state actors who are misbehaving. We have not seen state security personnel going hard after our nationals. These are citizens of South Africa. Many of them misguided, who don't understand what they are doing, who are beating us up. Now, diplomatic engagement is needed to resolve these matters, right? But it is not out of place for a state to say that our citizens are not being protected. Because it would seem that South Africa is failing in its obligations to protect other nationals within its territory. That is where the problem is with Malema's submission. And he himself recognizes that. In some cases, the police were standing there
looking on,
and our people were being beaten, and they did nothing about it. Of course, sometimes the psychology of the police, if you intervene because of your numbers, they might beat you too. So instead of attacking or dealing with the situation there and then, you wait, the situation subsides, and then you go and effect arrest. But you see, in 2008, if I remember correctly, some 60 people died when South Africans went on rampage, attacked people, killed people, including Zimbabweans and some other nationals died as a result of that. Very few people have been arrested or even punished because of that. So it shows a certain public condemnation, which we often see with South African officials. The President Ramaphosa has spoken about this. On Freedom Day, he read a statement condemning these attacks. But beyond the attacks, have we seen robust arrests of people?
No.
Deployment of riot police to suppress the illegality going on?
No,
we have not seen that. So South Africa is speaking with two sides of it.
Two mouths.
Exactly. You condemn, and yet you condone with that action what exactly is happening. So the Ghanaian government is entitled to say that, look, I cannot look on while your people are assaulting our citizens. Let me go and take them. So I commend the government for doing that. Because under international law, there is no institution of international police like that to intervene and say, you a state, you are doing the wrong thing, so I'm going to punish you for it. You understand? As a matter of international principle, we rely on domestic institutions. And in some cases, multilateral institutions like the Africa Court on Human Rights and Human and People's Rights, we can go before them if they do have the jurisdiction to adjudicate this matter and decide accordingly. One of the paths we have chosen is to go before the AU.
Yes.
And we expect that sometime in June this year, the AU will be meeting and there will be a discussion on this particular matter. That is Ghana trying to engage the multilateral institutions to actually defeat what is happening in South Africa. We cannot go there with guns and say, hey, South Africa, you are not doing what you are supposed to do, so we need to beat you down. South Africa has to engage its own domestic institutions to deal with these matters, while we also engage the multilateral institutions, the African Union, the court in Arusha, Tanzania, to also enforce the rights we believe South African people are decimating. So I think that what we should be doing is what we are doing.
Right.
We should engage diplomatically. We are already doing that. It would seem that it is not producing the kind of results, as in the bilateral engagement between us and South Africa. It's not producing that result immediately. But we should keep engaging. While we also mobilize international pressure, which we are doing at the AU level, to ensure that this thing gets proper attention. But also we should use ECOWAS. Because as an economic bloc, Nigeria is also facing this particular problem. And Nigeria has so much weight. Of course, they can also flex their muscles. We've heard them about DSTV.
If they vex, they are the matter.
So we need to work with Nigeria. Mobilize Nigerian support behind all these efforts that we are using. But what I want to say as a caution is that there are people who are listening and who are justifiably angry. And they are looking at South African nationals in Ghana with suspicion. No.
That's a no-no.
That is a no-no. When Nkrumah was fighting for independence and eventually got it on 6th March 1957, what did he say? He said that our liberation will not be complete without linking that with the total liberation of the African people. And he spoke about us, a borderless Africa.
Ubuntu.
Exactly. So if this is the founding philosophy of Ghana, that we should be home to everybody, we should be able to open our doors, receive people, work with them, and we should also be able to travel elsewhere. And we have the After Secretariat. We should not depart from that.
Right. So, Messi, you wanted to make an intervention.
No, I mean, just to add to voice. You see, why, again, maybe I sound like a broken record, why I think the intervention by the Foreign Ministry is so on point is, look, the South Africans will do nothing about this situation.
So unfortunate.
They will do nothing. If you track it back in time, these things always come to a head in years when they have the local government elections. And this year, South African local government elections will happen in November, I think 4th or 6th November, thereabouts. And so, because they need the votes of the citizens, they will look away and watch them do this rubbish that they are doing. I'm telling you. So if we were waiting for South African state to do something, they will go and take dead bodies from South Africa. And so 300 done. We need to go and bring the rest at whatever cost to the nation, because it's human lives.
Absolutely.
Remember, the other day, some Ghanaians were killed in Gambia. Sky, you were there.
Yes, I was there with 44 Ghanaians who were slaughtered under Jammeh's administration.
Exactly. You see what we went through as a country.
It's crazy.
So please, if we have seen the symptoms,
bring them quick.
Let's bring them.
Quick.
South Africa should deal with their own problems. When they remove all the 1,000 and over Ghanaians there, I pray that their economy will rebound
and the people get jobs.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
You see, there's an editorial we've put together. Kakra, you have that.
So it's titled Xenophobia in South Africa, a betrayal of African brotherhood, coming from the City newsroom. And it reads, the recent xenophobic attacks against fellow Africans in South Africa must concern every conscientious citizen on this continent. The disturbing images, heartbreaking testimonies, and rising fear among foreign nationals, including Ghanaians, represent not only a humanitarian crisis, but also a dangerous assault on the ideals upon which modern Africa seeks to build its future. For many years, Africans have championed the vision of continental unity, cooperation, and integration. From the founding principles of the Africa Union to the aspirations of the African Continental Free Trade Area (AfTA, the dream has always been to create a borderless Africa where Africans can live, work, trade, and thrive together in peace and dignity. What we are witnessing in parts of South Africa today undermines these very ideals. No economic frustration, political grievance, or social pressure can justify violence, intimidation, and hatred directed at fellow Africans. The attacks against West Africans and other foreign nationals represent a painful contradiction for a country that once benefited immensely from the solidarity of the African continent during the anti-apartheid struggle. Many African nations, including Ghana, stood firmly with South Africans in their darkest hour. It is therefore deeply troubling that some South Africans now see fellow Africans as enemies rather than development partners. At this difficult moment, the government of Ghana deserves commendation for its swift and measured response. The rapid diplomatic engagement, evacuation support for affected Ghanaians, and public assurances offered by government officials have demonstrated leadership and responsibility. In times of uncertainty, citizens expect their government to protect both their safety and dignity, and in this regard, the response has been reassuring. However, while public anger in Ghana is understandable, restraint remains essential. Calls for retaliation against South African businesses operating in Ghana may provide emotional satisfaction in the short term, but they risk escalating tensions and harming ordinary workers and families on both sides. The objective must not be revenge. It must be justice, accountability, and lasting reform. Nonetheless, South Africa must recognize the serious diplomatic and economic consequences of repeated xenophobic violence. The current situation threatens to erode confidence in regional cooperation frameworks and weaken trust among African states. It also raises difficult questions about the sincerity of commitments to free movement protocols and continental integration. Africa cannot successfully pursue economic unity while Africans live in fear in other African countries. Investors will hesitate, tourism will suffer, and the spirit of Pan-Africanism will continue to weaken if such incidents are allowed to persist. This moment, therefore, calls for more than temporary condemnation. South African authorities must act decisively against perpetrators of xenophobic violence, dismantle networks that promote hatred, and strengthen public education around African solidarity and coexistence. The African Union and regional bodies must also move beyond statements and establish stronger continental mechanisms for protecting Africans living and working across borders. Ultimately, the future of Africa depends not merely on treaties and protocols, but on whether Africans themselves are willing to uphold the values of mutual respect, dignity, and brotherhood. South Africa's current xenophobic crisis is not only a national issue, it's a continental test of Africans' conscience. This is an editorial produced by the Citi Newsroom and reflects the collective views of the editorial team.
Wonderful. And I have some of our listeners' feedback we want to share with the rest of the public. Good morning, guys. I've always liked and enjoyed Julius Malema's political journey. He says it as it is. He started well on the xenophobic thing, but I disagree with his recent comments on the evacuation of Ghanaians. What was he expecting us to do? Sit and watch for our brothers and sisters to continue living in fear and panic? At this point, there is nothing like Ubuntu. South Africa, okay, you are not happy. K sent that from Awoshi. Is Malema suggesting the government of Ghana should wait for lives to be lost through these attacks before the government acts? You didn't add your name, thank you. Samens, it's not retaliation, it's sending a clear message. When US slapped tariffs, see how the big boys responded. They slapped back. In diplomacy, it's fair to send retaliatory messages subtly or plainly. By now, we should have been sending subtle messages to the SA government about the arrest here if they don't act. We saw several police doing nothing when the people were being abused.
It's about their interests here.
I think he missed that nuance. Good morning, Caleb. A lot is wrong in South Africa. The issues are beyond the government. Waking up alive daily is by grace. Albert is writing to us from Johannesburg. Corrupt police, immigration officials frequently extort money from foreigners. During my time there between 2013 and 2017, officials would routinely stop people to demand proof of legal status. While I personally had my documentation in order, I witnessed severe misconduct during a visit to the Lendela holding facility, the local deportation and detention center. Many detainees actually possessed valid legal status but simply did not have their physical documents on them at the exact moment they were stopped. Instead of being given into a corrupt ultimate, instead of being given a fair opportunity to retrieve their paperwork, they were forced into a corrupt ultimatum: pay a bribe on the spot or face immediate detention. Fast forward to 2025 and 2026, and the situation has evolved into a different form of exploitation. Now, officials deliberately target individuals who are entirely legal, stopping them and aggressively demanding money. If you refuse to pay their bribe, they immediately threaten you with trouble or detention, regardless of your lawful status. Okay, Echo, thank you for your message and thanks for sharing your experience with us. Sky, there was a new development from the Cambodia.
Yes. Before that, though,
yes,
I just want to mention something quickly. Yeah. You see, the statements should also understand the framework within which Malema must have been speaking. Yeah. States ordinarily do not want to be seen to be breaching international law. You understand? So when something like this is being done by your citizens, because thus far we can't say for sure openly that the South African government has actually mobilized these people to go after. Of course, local politicians sometimes do their own things with irresponsible speech, which the youth then mobilize to do the things that they do. So if Ghana is taking away citizens, it is evidence that the South African state is failing to perform its obligations under both our continental charter and international law protocols generally. And of course, because we have sent a case before the AU, this is one more evidence that, look, they are not able to protect our citizens. You understand? Now, Malema is a South African politician. He's entitled to say, yes, I recognize what is happening and repeatedly have condemned it. But the truth is, this sends a bad signal. He's entitled to say that. He's a South African politician. And if you look at the three R's that are normally engaged when you're dealing with matters of international law and international relations, they are what? Reputation, reciprocity, and then retaliation. People are calling for retaliation, where one country does one, you fire back. But of course, it should not be, unreasonable. And then the reputation is where states want to be seen to be obeying the law. So where there's an impression that, a particular state is breaking the law, they do all kinds of things to offer some justification for what may or may not be happening. So what's his name? I keep calling him Malema, yes, condemning the act and saying that, Ghana coming
he's
for
trying
the people. He's trying to
persuade both sides.
Exactly, sort of lessen the impact of what is happening demonstrably. But I don't think that he's by that showing his lack of empathy
for the affected persons.
Because I have heard him consistently. He has been unambiguous in condemning what has been happening.
He also made he said something.
It's unnecessary.
I thought, okay, maybe the language the synthesis of the language varies from South Africa to Ghana. He said that he hopes that when we get back to our senses, I didn't hear that. No, he said that. He said.
So when we get back to
our senses, we'll recognize that we didn't do it the right way.
So
I didn't want to break it down in the Ghanaian sense, because if I break it down in the Ghanaian sense, I'll respond in Ghana.
If you respond in the Kiaprim, I'll take that. I don't want to see us. I wanted us before we take a break to touch on the new developments or updates we are getting from Cambodia.
Exactly. So yesterday we got news that the authorities in Cambodia were asking Ghanaian, Nigerian, and other nationals who had overstayed their visa to leave by the end of this particular month.
Yeah.
So this circular was in wide circulation and was widely distributed. Well, this morning, the government or the immigration department of Cambodia has issued a formal statement on the subject matter. It's just a short statement. Let me just read it quickly because they have received a lot of wide coverage on the matter. So the statement is by the General Department of Immigration, issued on the 29th day of May 2026, and it says that the General Department of Immigration of the Ministry of Interior of the Kingdom of Cambodia has the honor to inform the national and international public that the General Department has observed that recently certain websites with the addresses are provided, publish information in English stating Cambodia orders Africans to with expired immigration waivers to leave by the 31st day of May 2026. Now, the General Department of Immigration of the Ministry of Interior of the Kingdom of Cambodia wishes to clarify that the information published on those websites is completely untrue.
Okay.
Now, to obtain official information, the national and international public are requested to visit the official website of the General Department of Immigration, and the address is provided here, or make direct call for further information via the hotline. The hotline is also provided here.
Right.
Now, they followed up with a subsequent statement directed specifically at the international community, because these things in the diplomatic circles, when they are out, every country is trying to find out what's happening, and it got into the pool and we got wind of it. So this one says the Ministry of Interior of the Royal Government of Cambodia wishes to inform the national and international public that recently 2 media outlets based in the Republic of Ghana, so in this case they are specifically mentioning the Ghanaian Republic, namely Campaigner Online and News Ghana, published an English language article entitled, and they provided the title, accompanied by a falsified notice purportedly issued by Cambodia's General Department of Immigration. Now, the Ministry of Interior of the Royal Government of Cambodia categorically rejects the fabrication of this public document and the dissemination of such false information. Now, these publications are considered a deliberate attempt to distort facts, mislead international public opinion, and damage the reputation and image of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Now, the ministry would like to firmly clarify that Cambodia has never adopted any policy ordering African nationals to leave the country as falsely alleged in the fabricated reports. Now, on the contrary, Cambodia has consistently welcomed all foreigners who fully comply, and that's where we should underline that, who fully comply with applicable legal requirements, including business persons, investors, tourists, and foreign workers who enter and reside in Cambodia without any discrimination.
Okay.
Now, the Ministry of Interior of the Royal Government of Cambodia calls upon all nationals and international media outlets to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and responsibility in disseminating information in order to avoid creating misunderstanding and misinformation regarding Cambodia among the international
Well, there's a message from Nanaya on this one. It says, good morning, Caleb. So I have a friend in Cambodia. She doesn't have enough money to get a ticket back to Ghana. And the Cambodian government, he's saying has given them till 1st June to leave. And there is no Ghana embassy in Cambodia. So what is the ministry doing? Well, it's heartening that the government is saying what it's saying now, Because
the
first document we saw
present all the facts. Because the caveat was that your visa has not expired.
Exactly.
So we don't know her situation.
So what I'm saying is that when you read international statements like this, there are things you should underline.
Yes.
They are carefully curated. They are carefully crafted. So you saw in there that who are lawfully. You understand? So. And then I told you about what nations wants to be seen to be obeying the law, and where there is some form of breach, they want to offer justification as to why there may be breach. So it's important that we read the statement without saying more.
Okay.
And the people in the diplomatic circles understand.
No problem. We'll take a break. When we are back from this break, I have a message from the regional minister for all of us. And also
Greater Accra?
The Greater Accra Regional Minister and the flooding issue.
And the cattle.
Exactly.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
June is for business here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the City Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs. This is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, the City Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the On Air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel 1 TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205 973 973 for further details. City Business Festival 2026. Driving ideas into impact. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank. And it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
Sankofa pepper powder.
FDA aji ejade nkrato yatum.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and front whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Want more of the world's best entertainment? Well, DSTV's got you. We got kicks, we got scores, we got action, we got roars, we got drama, we got fun, we got more for everyone.
We got you.
So come on, get connected. There's an upgrade on us just for you.
It's my specialty.
More channels, more shows, more joy for you and the fam every day. DSTV, we got you all the way.
This June, all roads lead to Accra. WAMPEX, the West African Mining and Power Expo, returns from the 3rd to the 5th of June for its 19th edition. Endorsed by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, WAMPEX brings together over 6,000 mining professionals and over 250 local and international exhibitors. Meet the people behind West Africa's mining operations, discover new suppliers, and make the connections that move projects forward. From a high-level conference to Innovation Hub workshops and valuable networking opportunities, now hosted at its new home, the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel in Accra. Headline sponsors: Anglo Gold Ashanti, Goldfields, and B5+. Register now for free visitor access at www.wampexwestafrica.com and be a part of West Africa's leading mining event.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
9:32, and many parts of the city have been flooded in recent times following the rains. We are learning from GMET to expect a lot more rains in the coming days and months. The minister, Greater Accra Regional Minister Lindo Oklu, yesterday, together with some of her officials, went to inspect some of the places. Don't forget the Wager water treatment dam. The Wager Dam has also been spilled, so it has increased the situation. Let's listen to the minister during her rounds.
The Regional Coordinating Council has directed all MMDAs, especially staff of NADMO and environmental health officers, to take immediate and pragmatic steps to minimize the impact of flooding within their jurisdictions. Key interventions currently ongoing across the region include the desilting of drains and gutters, removal of refuse and obstructions from drainage channels, inspection of waterways, demolition of unauthorized structures obstructing the free flow of water, and intensify public education campaign. It is worth noting that rains are unavoidable and we must play our roles to mitigate the incidents. Additionally, all unauthorized lorry stations and transport terminals located along roads and within unauthorized public spaces that obstruct the free flow of vehicular and pedestrian traffic are to be removed immediately in the interest of public safety and effective city management. In collaboration with NADMO, several flood-prone communities within the region have been identified for close monitoring. These areas include Kaneshie, Alajo, Odona, Circle, Wager, Tetegu, Ashalaja, Dansoman, Adabraka, Ashiaman, Tema Community 1 and 2, Madina, Adenta, Lakeside, Boteman, Pantan, and Kwabinya. Emergency response teams at both the regional and district levels have been activated and are working closely with the Ghana National Fire Service, Ghana Police Service, Ghana Armed Forces, and National Ambulance Service to ensure rapid response during emergencies.
So that was the Greater Accra Regional Minister addressing the press following the rounds, and also she talked about the cattle. We saw. I'm not playing that voice. We've heard that already. We have just 5 minutes. So, gentlemen and lady, the reaction, the response of the regional leadership in addressing the flood challenge, and of course the cattle situation that we had at hand a bit earlier.
Well, I think that the prevention aspect of the mandate of the National Disaster Management Authority organization and the planning, of local authority, all of which sit under the oversight of the Greater Accra Regional Ministry, appear to be doing their work in a belated manner. The hope or the expectation was that a lot of preparation would have been done. In fact, that there would have been a plan, and then some groundwork, before we see the minister wading through water and talking about inspections and demolitions. There should have been a plan, because we know April to when? April to about July. The rainy season is going to happen. Yeah. If we had planned for the city, if we had planned for the flooding or the rains, then we would have avoided or put in measures to deal with, to address with the flooding that is happening.
True.
But it's sort of become the routine. When we are in crisis is when we show that, we are trying to fix the crisis when the crisis is happening. I'll take you back to 2014. 2014, as a reporter, the vice president then, that's the late Mr. Arthur, announced inspection of dump sites. And this was just when there was a cholera outbreak in parts of Accra.
Right.
And I got the opportunity to ask him a few questions. And I asked him, so that we know the time that cholera breaks out in parts of Accra, what were we doing all this while? What was the plan? And of course, he struggled to answer that question. If you put that question or a similar question to the managers of our space, of our districts, of our municipals, they will fumble to answer that question. But it becomes sort of, I don't want to say frustrating, it's just cyclical, The rains come, we talk about the floods, we hear the promises, we hear the assurances, the task forces that are set up, the procurement that is done, and then next year
it happens again.
So it's almost like,
and it continues.
It's almost like an occasion. So next year we'll be back. We'll wear our boots and walk through the water and say this and that.
And we'll grant interviews and all. We have 2 minutes to finish. I just want your thoughts also on the cattle part. I didn't know that the authorities had given the business operators the leeway or permission to do that until when are we told? What's the time? Like Saturday, then they can clear and all of that. All the while we were making noise on the radio, Sana, we had granted permission for people to do business because of festival.
Papa, nothing will change. Nothing will change. We celebrate indiscipline as if we just found gold somewhere. It's just a festival of indiscipline. A festival of indiscipline. And that's what we are celebrating. We repeated cycles of failures in addressing our what do you call it? Spaces. Flooding occurs repeatedly. Nothing happens. We wait till another cycle of 1 year, and then we show up again and then pretend we are resolving it. And we know what is causing the flooding. It's not just a matter of rains. As for the rainfall, we shall always have.
Yes.
But when you allow and supervise people to build in waterways, you allow for people to cover drains and do their own thing. We actually allow and supervise it from from our assemblies. You understand? So once we do these things, we shouldn't think that one day we'll wake up and then the flooding will stop. How will they stop? So if the regional minister goes there, she has no power to stop it. She can only empathize with those who have been victimized. You understand? So beyond empathy, tell me what she's going to do. Absolutely nothing. If we continue building in waterways, the Accra we knew even 20 years ago is not what we know. Yeah. And it's not just in Accra. If you go to Eastern region, you go to Ashanti region, you know, everywhere is flooded. I saw Salt Pond, the floods in Salt Pond last week. I mean, we are going nowhere with this culture of indiscipline. For me, that's my major beef in this whole thing. Yeah. If you can't stop people from building in waterways and doing the wrong things, then you can't hope that one day you wake up and suddenly everything will be resolved. No, it's not going to happen.
All right. There's exciting news for GT Bank customers. If you run out of airtime in the middle of an important conversation, we have a solution. Quick Airtime Loan is a convenient airtime advance service that keeps you connected anytime, anywhere. So you just dial *737 *247#. Get up to 30 Ghana cedis instant airtime credited to your mobile number at a fee of 3%. Call toll free 0800 124 000. GT Bank Quick Airtime. Stay connected any day, anytime. If you're ready to level up your future, make Academic City University your first choice. Academic City students don't just learn, they build, they innovate, they lead. Our graduates work with global companies like Apple, Goldman Sachs, Ernst & Young, while others are building startups and driving innovations across Africa. Academic City offers innovative undergraduate and postgraduate programs in engineering, business administration, communication, AI, data science, and cybersecurity. We are also the first university in sub-Saharan Africa to offer undergraduate programs in nuclear engineering and unmanned aerial system engineering. Professional development courses are also available. Admissions are open now. Call 053 101 2236. act.edu.gh is where to visit. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders. And we bring you that conversation with our friends from the Ghana National Bureau on the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance. Enjoy.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Talk about those of us who travel across the borders within the sub-region. There is an insurance package. Did you know about it? It's called the ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme. Have you ever heard about this one? And do you have a copy? How can you get one? If these are the questions you're asking, I have the right people in the studio to answer them all. Mr. Richard Eshon is the General Secretary for the Ghana National Bureau ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme. He's here with Reverend Louis Hiagbe. Board, he's on the Publicity and Education Committee as a member, Ghana National Bureau ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme. And of course, Mr. Michael Owusu is the head of claims, Ghana National Bureau ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance. Gentlemen, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Caleb. Thank you very much.
Very well. It turns out this is the first time I am hearing about the ECOWAS Brown Card. I don't know how many know about this, but welcome to the studio. Let's start with the Ghana National Bureau, right? Yeah. And I'll start with you, Richard. Please tell us what the Ghana National Bureau is all about, your mandate, how long you've been in the system.
Thank you very much, Caleb. First of all, let me take the opportunity to say a very good morning to your listeners. And we bring you greetings from the board under the leadership of Mr. Frederick Saka, who is the chairman of the Ghana National Bureau.
Wonderful.
And also the MD of Vanguard Assurance.
Right.
So I get asked these questions a lot. What is Ghana National Bureau? I always want to begin the story from the back.
Right.
You know, ECOWAS is a sub-regional association for the West African countries, and we ride on the free movement. So when the free movement protocol was established, you know, free movement objective was to make sure that there is a free movement of goods and persons, promote tourism, and also facilitate trade. But there were some bottlenecks.
Right.
For instance, let me use an example. If you are traveling from here to Nigeria and you get to Benin and you get an accident, what happens?
Okay.
Your insurer is in Ghana, you destroy a property in Benin, what happens? So that is what gave rise, so the heads of state thought it rise that in 1982, to be precise, on the 29th of May 1982, the heads of state of ECOWAS member states gathered in Cotonou, Benin. As a matter of fact, tomorrow is our 44th anniversary since the establishment of the ECOWAS Brown Card Scheme. Wow. So the main objective was to ensure that victims of cross-border road traffic accidents are fairly and promptly compensated.
Fair enough. So you're 44 years. Anything to mark this celebration?
As a matter of fact, at the insurance hall tomorrow, located on the Sunyani Avenue in Kanda, we will have an industry campaign where
this new nice building be there.
Oh yes, you've got it. You've got it right. You've got it right. So we will involve the MTTD, Department of the Police. We'll do a little bit of campaign outside the Tesano area.
Nice one. So let's get into the ECOWAS Brown Card now. You've explained the background and what it's all about. What's the role of the Ghana National Bureau in the functionality of it?
So, like I indicated earlier on, our role is to, you know, all the 25 non-life companies in the country are our General Assembly members.
Right.
So basically what happens is we have to make sure that whenever they issue a third-party or comprehensive motor insurance policy to the public, it's associated, we provide them with the ECOWAS Brown Card certificate.
Oh, so when I go to renew my motor insurance today,
yes,
do I have to pay extra for this ECOWAS Brown Card, or it's just for people who travel regular across the regions? How does it work?
Previously, it used to be when you only want to travel to any of our neighboring countries, then you go out and you purchase the Brown Card certificate. But we made it automatically.
Okay.
So if you buy your third-party insurance policy, which is the minimum basic coverage, the Brown Card is already incorporated, whether you travel outside or you stay within.
Okay. So is there an additional document that's attached to it that I need to be given?
Yes, please. Yes. So,
yes. My insurance people have to tell me something. I'm not getting brown in anything.
So,
is it digitized? Because, you know, sometimes when the police stop you, they're able to see on their system that you have done your insurance.
Yes. So, all the insurance companies have the digitized certificate now. So when you go out and you buy your third-party motor policy, you know, they give you that sticker. We call it insurance sticker. They're supposed to add additional Brown Card certificate to you. So Rev is from the industry.
Yeah, Rev, talk to me.
I'm sure I'll give the opportunity to Rev to also say a few words.
Reverend Lewis, talk to me. Am I supposed to demand the Brown Card? Is it supposed to be given to me, or because it's digitized, I didn't need it?
No, you're not supposed to demand it.
Okay.
It's supposed to be given to you. But, I mean, you know human circumstances, and that's why we are here.
Okay.
You can also demand if they should inadvertently forget.
And then they be inadvertently, they be forgetting, because...
They should give it to you. But, you know, as much as many companies, or virtually all the companies are going digital, so they are able to send it to you electronically. Right. But you see, when you have to travel to Togo, they'll want to see an evidence. And so there's need for you to equally have the physical copy if you're traveling outside the country. Right. And so that is why we are promoting this, so that everybody will get to understand that you need to have a copy of the brown card certificate in addition to your sticker for the motor insurance.
Michael, we are ahead of claims. So talk to me about the making claims, right, and how swiftly the payments can be done. Because even here in Ghana, sometimes it can take a long time before you get police report, you get hospital report, you get this and that and that. It could be months and you've still not had your claims paid. So how quickly does this work?
Okay, thank you, Caleb. With the brown card claims, you know, it has to do with cross-border. So we relate with other national bureaus in terms of handling these claims. The protocol strictly gives a period of 90 days, taking into consideration, you know, there are documents we exchange from the Francophone countries. We receive all our documents in French. So we do translations of these bulky documents. Gosh. They consider the documentation ourselves we will receive, like you are saying, because the person or the company settling the claim is outside Ghana. They need to have the physical evidence of what has happened, and that's the police report you mentioned. Correct. So they need that hardcore evidence. They need the medical report in a certain form. So those considerations come to play when we are handling the cross-border claims. But that aside, the Bureau is working very hard to ensure that claims are paid within this period. We have had few situations where it has gone beyond because of the documentation issues. If I might say, this year alone, for the first quarter, we've paid Ghanaian victims to the tune of almost 3 million Ghana cedi claims. Wow. And these are claims we have received from other countries, Nigeria, Burkina, Benin,
so it works.
Togo. It works.
And you pay in cedis?
We pay in cedis to the Ghanaian claimants, yes.
But if it's a Nigerian claimant, they will be paid, in Naira. Safer for
exactly. And same way, we also have to say that our member companies, when we also receive the claims, they also pay to us if it involves citizens of other countries, and then we transfer those monies for them to be paid there. Okay,
so let's talk about the regulator supervisory relationship and all of that. Reverend Lewis, you want to take that, or you can add something to it?
Okay, so yes, thank you, Caleb. You know, because it's basically insurance, and in Ghana, all the insurance companies are regulated by the National Insurance Commission. The regulator plays a supervisory role in the sense that should there be disputes between the various insurance companies and the documentation, then they come in to ensure that it is resolved. And that is the role the regulator plays.
Right.
Caleb, let me add quickly. So the regulator is one of our key stakeholders. When the protocol was signed into law, the protocol mandate all member countries to establish the bureau. And of course, the regulator is the eye of the government. And they have to, we work closely with them. They are our key stakeholders, and not only them alone. Let me say, we work closely with the MTTD department of the police service. You know, when you get an accident, the MTTD guys will be the first people to be on the scene. So they are our key stakeholders, and also we have some key stakeholders from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which, because it's all cross-border, you know, so these are how they play into
That's very interesting. You play a very important role. We like what you're doing. So let's take your very final words, right? What would you like us to know, or as you leave us, what would you want to leave with us as by way of information?
So before the General Secretary comes in, I want to state that tomorrow, Friday 29th, is the day of the celebration of the ECOWAS Brown Card Day. We've thrown invitations to media houses, including your good self. Wonderful. And then we've invited the MTTD, including especially the haulage and truck drivers that ply these cross-border roads to be in that meeting, as well as all the insurance companies that play significant roles as much as payment of claims are concerned. We also, as part of the celebration, intend to do donation to the Winneba Trauma Center because of accident, and then the Cape Coast Hospital as part of our social responsibility towards these ones. And then, like we said, it is going to be at our very imposing insurance house on the Sunyani Avenue at Kanda. And we want to invite every one of us to
We look forward to it. We look forward to it. Your very final words, General Secretary.
Thank you, Caleb. Once again, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Citi FM, your good self, for the nice reception given us today. And we are here to educate the public about ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme. And let me take the opportunity to talk to the Ghanaian citizens. From today, I'm sure most people don't know about us, but today you know about us. If you take your motor insurance policy from any of the 25 non-life companies in Ghana, please insist on your ECOWAS Brown Card certificate. When they give you the sticker, don't walk away. Insist on your ECOWAS Brown Card certificate.
Should we fix it on our screens?
No, you put it on the inside the letterbox of your car. So if you get into any accident with a foreign motorist on our road, please contact the Ghana National Bureau Office of the ECOWAS Brown Card on 0302 733 465. I'll repeat the number again, 0302 733 465.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Eshan, General Secretary, Ghana National Bureau, ECOWAS Brown Card Insurance Scheme, Reverend Louis Hiagbe, and Mr. Michael Owusu, Head of Claims. Thank you so much for the public education. We appreciate it.
Thank you
so much. Very much.
Many blessings.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Hey, Charlie, these days there are Azan everywhere, and GCB Bank is on the alert to protect your money. So be vigilant. I should share my OTP with you. How can you tell me this story? Masa, one-time PIN will be group work, so don't share. Azan, they say share your PIN for them to help you. Azan, unknown link, bia, no click so pa. Bebre Azan, free ATM help, say. My friend, look sharp. GCB Bank will never ask for your PIN, OTP, or Ghana card details. Don't fall victim. Think before you click or send anything. Azan Boys Day Street. So DG, call 0800-422-422 toll free or WhatsApp 0202-422-422 when in doubt. Azan is brought to you by GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangerine. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Your skin deserves the best care possible. Introducing Princess Premium Lotion, crafted with vitamin B3 for all your skin types. Choose from our 4 luxurious variants: radiant skin with cocoa butter and vitamin E, skin revitalization enriched with aloe vera and vitamin E, healthy glow featuring lemon and vitamin E, plus SPF 15 sun protection, and skin rejuvenation with carrot oil and vitamin A. Take care of the future you with Princess Premium Lotion. Princess Premium Lotion is your perfect choice. Available now for your everyday skincare needs. The GC brand, it's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
City 97.3. Accra.
And Sheba Arba Benin joins us with the news at 10. Just before then, if you're planning for the future, it begins with the decision you make today. Save and invest early with EDC to build wealth and retire comfortably. One clear sign of financial growth is when your money starts working for you through steady returns and long-term wealth creation. With EDC, you get professional fund management, flexible investment options, potential for higher returns, and financial security for retirement and future goals. 0302-610-400. Call us now. EDC, we're there for you. Call us, let's sign you up. And people are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing *959#. NLA has increased the playtime. Monday to Saturday, new rush starts from 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25 p.m. the next day. Evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. closes at exactly 7:55. Sunday Asada, though, it remains the same. So catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special to Sunday Asada. Always remember to stick responsibly. This is not for persons below 18. Contact 0308-249-477. 590 mobile at Dawonsem. Abba, good morning.
Good morning, Caleb. Coming up in the bulletin, Ghana's High Commission in South Africa rejects claims that the majority of evacuees were illegal migrants, and Chamber for Local Governance Chalok blames assemblies for recurrent flooding. Let's settle for the details of these stories now. Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Kwashi, has rejected claims that only a few evacuated nationals were legally residents there. 300 people were flown home on Wednesday, May 27, amid rising xenophobic tensions. Speaking to Citi News, the ambassador Kwashi says that most of the evacuees had valid immigration documents.
It's a big lie. 80% of those who came, the 300 that we presented, 80% were documented. They were legal immigrants in this country. Out of the 20% that was left, these were people, some of them had immigration-related charges that put them in prisons and all of that. But the records prove, and we have the records. We've indicated to the Department of Home Affairs that if they want us to do this, let's present the records as we had it. There was a joint committee between us and them in all these repatriations. So it is not to suggest that the documents they have, we don't have. We have the same documents. We are reading from the same document.
That was Benjamin Kwashi, who is Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa. Now, the Chamber for Local Governance has criticized metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies over recurring floods. They accuse some assemblies failing to enforce building regulations while benefiting financially from the system. Speaking to Citi News, President of the Chamber, Richard Fiadomo, says authorities must stop lamenting and act against structures blocking waterways.
Last year, the rains came, and these same places that today we are seeing flooding, we saw flooding last year. Regional ministers come, sometimes chief executives come, and they talk big. Sometimes I want to refer to it as shadow boxing. And immediately the cameras leave, they go back to sleep on the job again. I think that we've gotten to a stage where the assemblies are benefiting financially from allowing the system not to run effectively, and then they make a U-turn to want to do demolition exercises.
Richard Fiademo is the president of the Chamber for Local Governance, Chalog. Still on flooding, the Member of Parliament for Wejak Bawe, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, is calling for urgent support for residents affected by the Weja Dam spillage. Several homes and shops have been flooded after excess water was released from the dam, forcing some residents to move to safer areas. Jerry Ahmed Shaib appealed for immediate intervention for the affected communities.
It hasn't been easy at all. I've been swimming for the past 3 days, helping people to evacuate. Speaker, my people are dying. We are suffering. Wejakbawe is under siege.
You see, if you make all these submissions, but you don't approach those who can provide the help, I don't think you will get it.
Speaker, I always take a queue.
That was Member of Parliament for Wejak Bawe, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, and that's how we end Citi